Hello, everybody. It's Saturday night. Welcome to the pub. Hope everyone is doing well and had a nice week. Last Dance, RW, thanks for being here. English Bottle Cap, what is up? Um, Weird, huh? That is a strange thing, RW. I can't. I use it. This is a USB mic. I can't understand why that is causing issues, man. Sorry to hear that. Weird. Okay, yeah. What up, peeps? What up? Cap. Cap is a new term, apparently. It's a new slang term that the kids are using these days. Make some room here. All right. Eastwind, what is up? You ready, bud?
Hey, happy Saturday.
Same to you, man. How's it going?
All right. Did you watch the Kentucky Derby?
I did. Just finished, probably 15 minutes ago. So
very exciting.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good race. That horse came from 7 or 8 back to win. Tremendous push at the end. Really.
Yeah, great. What I like to do after any one of these races is to start from the beginning and then keep my eye on that horse, because the camera really tracks only the front of the pack, the main grouping. So
yeah,
you kind of miss a lot of the heroics that go on. So
sure.
I didn't get a chance to do that yet.
Mm-hmm. There was one of the derbies from a few years ago. I don't remember when the longest shot won the derby. That was very incredible. That was a great call by that guy. He's got such a iconic voice. I always forget his name, but basically they put him on for the race only, and then that's it. You know?
Back to his stable, so to speak.
Exactly, right? Yeah, but a good race. Nice to see a female trainer win for the first time.
Yep.
You can't take it away from her that she won the thing, you know? So, wow, that looks cool.
Smokehead.
Wow. Ultra modern packaging.
Yeah.
It's not that classic antique look that most Scotch has.
Which I really prefer.
The old look, yeah.
The old look, yeah.
It's tradition. Yeah. 15 years?
Yeah.
What'd they run that one for?
It was like 80? 70.
Jesus, 15 years. If that would have been one of the old brands at 15 years, it would be over $100, I would think.
Right.
So,
right.
Have you tasted it, or did you just crack it?
I just cracked it.
Nice. What caught your eye? The packaging, or the age?
I'm always looking to just do different ones. Try not to repeat. Although I don't remember all the ones I've done, but I'm pretty sure I hadn't had this one. That talked about a smoky flavor. I've liked the whiskeys that have a smoky flavor, so I thought I'd try and repeat it. So let's see. Nice.
Smoky?
Nice. Yep.
You get the smoke?
Yeah, absolutely. But it's not overwhelming, which is what I was worried about.
I've never tasted the smoke with Scotch, and I've had smoky ones. It just never comes through as smoke to me. I guess it's not like smoky per se. It's like, or is it? I don't know.
To me, it is.
It is. Wow. Yeah, I get it with food. I taste smoke. I just never tasted smoke in booze, which is, I don't know. Maybe it's a me thing. But hey, Brandon, how are you? And anyone else? Steve-O, what's going on? I said Eastwind, but I'll say it again. What's up, buddy? Thank Brandon. Cool.
Steve-O,
you're tripping.
Brandon, bottle cap.
Okay. What time? What on, Brandon? What what on. I don't want to say too much and get you in trouble, but if you want to name it, I'd just be interested to know. But if you don't, that's okay too. Have yourself a nice time. Yeah, cool. Let's get this guy on here too. What's up, man?
Oh, just testing out the new rig, saying hello to some friends. How you guys doing?
Good. That sounds pretty good.
Sound is strong.
Okay.
Strong.
It should be better quality than the last time because that was a laptop and these are actually dedicated devices.
Yep.
Do you mind if I adjust your volume a little?
To go up or down?
Down slightly. You can do it.
Yeah, go for it. I have no idea I have no idea how it's coming across.
We'll kick you down to 80 and see how that works. But yeah, strong is a good, accurate description.
All right. Did you see that drink I sent you on Instagram where they like caramelized sugar on the apple slice and then pushed it down with a cinnamon stick and then put the scotch in or whiskey or whatever it was. Then they put a cap on the top and then they started wood chips on a fire that all the smoke went down into the cup and then they held it there for a little bit and then they served it.
Now that sounds cool.
I mean, that would have to taste smoky, right? That's got to be a smoky taste at that point.
Yeah,
it's got to be. But it already is using scotch to begin with.
It was scotch or whiskey. I'm not sure. I would think it'd be scotch if they're adding more smoke to it, but I don't know.
Where's the apple come into play?
They caramelized the sugar on an apple slice, and
with
then
like
they
a
put
torch.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess the alcohol pulls that flavor off, more of a smoky sugar taste as well. But
I mean, I'm not sure I would like a sweet whiskey, but I'm always willing to try.
It needs more tar brush. More tar brush, the better.
Yeah, I mean, if I get anything with Coke, I only want just as quick as that bartender can hit that spray button for the Coke. That's how much I want. I want, like literally a tablespoon of Coke is enough sweetness for me. I never knew how people could put a shot or two and then fill the whole thing with Coca-Cola and drink those all night. That's just
man.
Yeah, not good. But yeah, I don't mind, if I'm going to have a sweet drink, I don't mind it if it's offset with sour, like a margarita with heavy lime, I can do stuff like that, but just got to have a balance, I guess. That makes sense.
I think the only liquor I like anymore is like tequila with a salt shot or something or a lime or something.
Tequila with lime is great. I don't do the salt. I feel like I'm already
tequila. I'm kind of, sometimes I have it and I'm like that is nice and earthy. Mm-hmm. And other times I'm thinking that is more like somebody made alcohol by putting their foot in a,
I thought you were going to say bathwater, but yeah.
No, tastes like foot to me sometimes.
You need more lime with that foot. That's
yeah, right. That's good foot.
What's up, Blue?
Oh, there's a little bit of athlete's foot too. That's a nice kick.
Well, the alcohol should kind of heal the athlete's foot for whoever's making it. So the next batch would be a little bit different. That's probably what it is. It's the first batch that has the athlete's foot in it, and then it cures that.
Okay.
And the next one tastes better. So.
Yeah, interesting. Brandon said shroom gummies, which is, I didn't know they made shroom gummies. That's cool.
Yeah, mushrooms are really starting to jump up on the list. I'm helping someone make stickers, and I just helped them make a sticker for citrus mushroom candies and chocolate mushroom bars.
Sure. Yeah. It is getting popular. I know there's companies that you can order what do they call it, inoculated or whatever it is. They're already ready to go in like the medium, and you just have to
like plugs,
something like that. Yeah, right. So they're ready to go.
I tried to do that with lion's mane, but I failed. But yeah, I like the idea, but I think it's better to actually if you can get it in a syringe. Spores.
Yeah, they sell those too. They sell that.
I think that's a better deal.
Yeah, I think it's all about the sterileness because you're creating an environment that can grow anything that likes moist, wet spots is going to grow there. So if it's
You have
anything
to have
gets
the right
in,
wood as well. You have to have the right wood, and you have to make sure that when you cut those logs, you keep soaking them, and you keep making sure they stay soaked. It's a whole
interesting.
thing. It's just like learning how to grow plants. It's a whole process.
Mm. Yeah, it looks like a
Yeah.
lot of work to get it right for sure. I
But
wonder.
mushrooms are beautiful too. I don't know if you like you guys do nature walks. I think mushrooms are very beautiful in their environment.
Yeah, totally. Come upon a beautiful fly agaric, a big
Yeah,
jumbo
we have
one in
those
the
here.
woods. Those are
We have the
are
white ones
gorgeous.
usually. It's very rare to see a red one.
And we have the red ones with white spots. Those
Yeah.
are cool, like the classic.
Yeah.
I lived in Northern California for a good period of time, and in the redwood forests out there, very moist, tons of mushrooms everywhere, all kinds of wild
Right.
stuff.
Perfect sky coverage
Mhm.
from the sequoia.
Yeah, exactly. That must be what it is, right?
Yeah.
Keeps the moisture at level high, down low. Right now, we're talking about mushrooms. Working blue. Oh, wow, you sell it in cans. Interesting. Yeah. I just prefer
Yeah,
to
the
make
mixed drinks are big over in the Commonwealth countries, and they're super expensive. Like
over.
six cans for like $25 or more.
Mhm.
Usually it's
Six
like, you know,
cans for
30.
$25.
Yeah, 25 to 30. And Jack and Coke is kind of like the most famous.
And
But I stayed away from it because it was too expensive. I just went for the beers.
so you're buying the Jack and Coke already mixed together in a can,
Yep.
like a pre-made cocktail.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be your style because it's heavy on the soda, so it's a lot of sugar.
So is a bottle of booze like wicked expensive?
I mean, for a bottle of Jack Daniels, you're probably looking around the $80 mark.
Yeah. Do they have Australian whiskeys that are cheaper?
They definitely have their own brands. They're a lot of the people there are more into the Bundaberg rums and stuff, which are I think Last Dance would like it. It's like they caramelize or smoke the sugar cane when they make the rum. So it's got that tar brush thing to it, and I wasn't a fan.
I'm willing to try it.
I like that. I'm thinking they must avoid all kinds of import taxes and tariffs when they make if it's made in the country, of origin and sold there, So cool. I'm glad to hear that. Working blue. Join in if you like, or hang out in the chat, like the description says. But yeah, pretty good. Okay. Pretty good
Sorry,
project
guys.
today. I changed out a window here at the house. I bought 7 windows a couple of years ago, and I installed 6, and I had this one that was sitting in storage forever, and it was good to finally fucking install the thing.
Was there rot, or you just were renovating, or?
There was rot on the old window itself, but thank God it didn't make it into the framing. So
Yeah, cool.
And I was very excited because I thought there was going to be rot. My daughter has this allergy thing, sneezing sometimes, and it seems to be year round. I was convinced, there's fucking rot in the walls. I'm going to take that window off. It's going to be all fucking wet and black, It was perfectly dry. Everything was perfect. So,
Well, it's good to hear a success story because the last window that we did, we had someone come in and fix it for us because of the amount of rot it took out around it. They had to reframe it in.
This is like the best part of it, but I just can't do it anymore.
No.
I had to do that a little bit with the last ones I did, not this time. I buy new construction windows, which comes with the nailing flange the whole way around. So you have to take the old trim off and clean everything up. And it's like as if the house was new. It's not a replacement window. Replacement windows are trash. If you're going to spend $600 on a window, get new construction style, redo the trim, put AZEK up as the trim, and you'll never have to worry about them again.
What is the replacement window? It just goes into the frame and it goes into the rails, or what is the
Yeah,
replacement window?
you don't have to take any trim off. It has no nailing flange around the edges. It's just a
Okay.
big box.
Okay.
So you get the old window out, and then you just slide this thing in, put a couple screws from the inside, like into the framing, 1, 2, 3,
Mhm.
and then you caulk it and insulate it, and you're done. So the caulking is the only thing that really stops water from coming in.
Right. Are you pretty good at caulking, or are you a messy boy?
I was a contractor for years, so I'm master level.
Okay. My dad's got the magic wipe with his finger, and he can like make the perfect bead. I suck. Like just it goes. I try and make the perfect bead with the finger, and it's just everywhere. It's just an everywhere thing. Hey, what's up, Goon? Welcome, dude.
Hey, can you hear me loud and clear?
You're very muffled.
Damn it. New mic is shit then.
Like I can understand your words, but it sounds like you're talking through your.
How's
armpit,
everyone?
or you're talking. It sounds like you're talking through a pillow.
It does. Yeah, that replacement shit with Anderson is a joke. Eastwind. Renewal.
How am I now, chaps? Am I okay now?
That was it.
Yes.
You just did it. Yeah, whatever you just did, it fucking worked.
Sorry, Goon. He fixed it.
That's funny, Goon. How's it going, Welshman?
That's
You
funny,
ain't been around, right?
Yeah, sorry I haven't been around for the last couple of weeks. I've had some mad work on. So the 1 week I sort of tuned into you and went to sleep within like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I saw that.
I think I was online the other week. Yeah, so I've just had some funny hours.
It's cool. You've been keeping busy with yourself. You didn't end up in jail or anything like that. So good for you, man.
That's the standard. You're not in prison right now. You're doing good.
Exactly. Well, dude, they'll throw you in prison for some pretty bizarre things over yonder.
So this British chap just found some newly arrived doctors, and they were expressing themselves with 12-year-old girls. So he went up and had a word with them and told them in no uncertain terms to behave themselves. Nothing apart from any videoed it. And the police raided him in the early hours of the morning, took all his electrical devices, and they give him a curfew that he can't go in the town centre to his home city. And he said, so I'm banned from the whole of town centre for 3 months for challenging two doctors approaching sexually 12, 13-year-old girls. They haven't charged him as such, but they've banned him.
I wonder what he said that they deemed as some sort of a threat. There had to be something that transpired that
He didn't go as far as I did just then.
I mean, if that's
He was
the
very
case,
careful. He was very careful. If anything, it was more projecting the violence than anything racial, because he was not impressed. But he made sure everything that came out of his mouth was proper, really.
and it was all on video.
Yeah, he videoed it, put it on Twitter. It's on viral now. He fucking
Did
knocked
you
his
see
door
it?
down and just destroyed his flat. And he said, literally, I'm actually stopping, a crime happening. And I'm the person they banned throughout the town centre.
Wow.
It's literally like they give it a green light.
Who is the person? What were they trying to accomplish? I don't understand the story.
Well, he's seen some newly arrived doctors and engineers approaching 12 to 13-year-old girls in a sexual manner. And he wasn't having that. And he approached them, separated it, and told them in no uncertain terms that it's not acceptable. And the police took his doors down and arrested him, banned him from his own town centre, put him on ridiculous bail conditions. And that's like standard MO now from the British police.
What area are we talking?
Oh, it's like whole town centre. I mean,
No, I mean like what town, city?
I don't know what time it was, but I mean, you got to remember that there's women. A pensioner woman was arrested in the UK for silently praying out, not right outside an abortion clinic, on the same road as an abortion clinic. They have like protection orders. You can't protest there. So she said she wasn't protesting. She was silently praying. She wasn't communicating with anyone, and they nicked her.
It does make me wonder in the UK, like, is it a prerequisite if you're a cop to be like very liberal, very like what you're describing, or are the cops just doing their jobs? Like,
It's like the education system is being like commandeered by the far left. So it's rotten from the top. But of course, you know, you're getting these young, 25-year-old and less people that generally haven't got quite intelligent views on the world and the reality of working life, and they'll just follow the line. There is a really bad, what's the word I'm looking for, when you hold on to a job, otherwise like they just walk away from the profession. There seems to be quite a lot of people walking away from it.
high turnover.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems to be enough people to literally go down that road and quite happy to do so. There's so many crazy examples. Remember the guy that said, "I love bacon," and they arrested him?
Last Dance definitely wants him arrested. Just kidding.
I don't.
I know.
I mean, no. Last Dance knows about bacon. He's eaten bacon before. He knows how everyone loves bacon.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you did in your past life, right?
Yeah.
Did you like it particularly?
Yeah, I mean, I did. I wasn't,
There you go.
I wasn't one of these people that has to have it every morning.
Yeah, no, I don't particularly like it. I've learned later in life here, I don't really like bacon, but it's fine. I'll eat it, It's just not that good.
Yeah, but it's not something you'll get arrested for, would it, in America? I mean, he was saying it to like invisible people. There was like no one directly he was saying it to. He just literally said, "I love bacon."
Huh.
And the copper went, "What? You love bacon? And you're an anti-migration demo? Wow, you nicked. Got a nicky for that, mate. Offensive."
Jesus.
What if you just said, "I like pork and I will not stop eating it"?
Probably get arrested.
I mean, why would you get arrested? Because
Well, you can Google it now, actually, because I've done that before. It's there. It is available. I love bacon arrest.
I mean, before there were, a lot of Muslims, people that keep kosher, Jews don't eat pork. Did you get arrested if you said that to, I don't know, a protest of Jews? I mean, the idea of, I don't know. It seems like a ridiculous thing to arrest someone over. I guess they assume you're trying to start a fight by saying it in that way.
But it's okay to start a fight with the Jews, right?
I don't know.
If I may be,
I do understand, because we're trying to look at the police, but there was no incentive for violence in that statement. I love bacon.
Jews
hey,
would.
Welshie, sorry if I may be so bold. Have you heard from Mike West recently?
No, I haven't.
No, he's gone silent for the last month and a half, thereabouts.
No.
But that's a separate issue. Sorry, folks, but me, Welshie, and Mike got somewhere.
Yeah, I've got no direct contact with him either. So I mean, I would recommend you DM him on Twitter. That's mostly the best thing.
Tried it; it's not worked.
Yeah,
that's the only that. Go on.
Sorry, just going to continue with the I Love Bacon guy. He was arrested for racially or religiously aggravated harassment intended to cause alarm or distress.
Now the video is available. He says it once, so it's crazy, isn't it? Isn't it just crazy?
Mhm.
Intended to cause alarm or distress. You're
Yeah.
not allowed to cause distress. That's ridiculous.
They
What
don't
about
have a
slight
const-
entertainment?
They don't have a Bill of Rights. So, but harassment is illegal here. But
So the harassment thing needs two separate occasions. So harassment wouldn't fit that. The racial bit they're hanging on, I think. But once again,
I think that freedom of speech gives us a little bit more leeway where it comes to harassment or not.
correct.
We can lean on that.
yeah, but under legislation, the offence of harassment itself needs to be two separate occasions.
But you know what, RW? It's really not the First Amendment. I'm sure there's a similar law in the UK. It's that we don't allow politicians and judges to say, oh, yeah, saying nasty words, that's not freedom of speech. That's not covered by the First Amendment. We don't allow that here. And
No, but you have to prove intent. If you're on a public square and you're singing a song, let's say you're singing it to yourself, you have to say that I'm singing this song on purpose to do this to that person for that exact reason.
Steve, have you got the video there? If you find it on Google and put the video up, it might.
I'll find it.
Yeah, because he just says it, and then with basically the chief copper, which is either gold commander or red commander, he listened to it, he heard it, and he just went, "All right, you next." Like, what the fuck? I mean,
What
like I
are
said,
they-
the other one with the abortion clinic is crazy as well. She was like 75.
What are they, fucking
And
Power
she was
Rangers?
silently praying. She
What are they,
admitted that.
Power Rangers? The gold commander and the red commander? Are you
Yeah,
serious?
they got different lapels. Thing is, you know, it's red commander or gold commander. They basically run the whole operation. Gold commander does anyway. So they're the ones to watch out for, if anything else. If you want a Wi-Fi mic, you want to stick it on his shoulder. Let's listen to what they're saying.
Yeah, it's the red commander. He has a red hat.
Well, there we are. Yeah, he's second or third in. I remember seeing the video once.
It's a short, so it's a vertical format. You guys don't care, right? Sorry, bud. Say that again.
is that Loafer?
Yes.
Man, his audio is taking a hit.
Oh, I'll check the levels.
Oh, there we go.
All right.
That sounds better.
We will make it.
How can you arrest him for saying he likes bacon?
And what's that? You're not allowed to say you like bacon, but he's around here, lad. Explain that to me, please.
Yeah, so it's anything that might be racially abusive.
The UK continues to get crazier. Is it?
All right. Sorry.
Anything that might be perceived
Yeah.
as
So the cop,
racially abusive. No, that can't be the law. That can't be the law.
the cop has so much leeway there at his own judgment. It's
Right.
unbelievable.
And it also gives all the power to the victim of the speech. All right, you know, do you perceive this as racial abuse, Mr. Victim? Yeah, that's very abusive. Okay, then you're under arrest, Mr.
It's
Speaker.
guilty until proven innocent, right?
Right. That's
So,
just-
yeah.
I mean, when you see cops here, at least the good ones, talking together and they're saying, well, we can't arrest him for that. You know, we'll get sued and shit. I've never seen a UK cop do that. They just arrest. Like, you would think for an arrest, you took this man's freedom away. That would be lawsuit central over here. But it's different. I understand that. Must be frustrating as hell, man, for you guys.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's completely frustrating. The only real way around that then is better be very clued up on legislation, on what it demands from you, certain legislation, and what it demands from them. In the sense that knowing your rights is majorly important.
Welshman, thanks for letting us borrow your king for a while. We gave him back in good working order.
What was that?
Thanks
did
for letting
that?
us borrow your king for a couple days. We gave him back to you. Just thanks for letting him hang out with us for a couple days. You know,
King Abdul.
not King Abdul.
Yeah,
The King of England.
King
Charles.
Charles, right?
Charles. Yeah, Chuck.
Abdul.
Charles the 16th, something like that.
He had a couple good one-liners in his speech.
They were okay.
250 years ago.
I mean,
it's like yesterday for us.
He got a few guffaws, a few laughs from the Senate.
He has the best speechwriters in the world doing that for him. So you know.
Yeah.
It ain't like Trump, where when he does tell a great joke, it's fucking perfectly delivered, and it's all Trump. This guy gets it all
I
written
think
for
his
him.
humor's gotten a little rough lately.
He said something about the astronauts' ears. Did you hear about that?
No.
Hold on, let me see if I can find this.
All right, Dank Brown.
Yeah, I'm not saying he ain't got pitfalls. It's obvious because he hasn't got script writers, but he's still the best president to tell a joke.
All right.
He's our
Yeah,
controller
here we
in
go.
chief.
Hey, it's Anna.
This is so cringe.
Good evening or morning, Anna.
Anna's here. Hello.
Budapest. Or Pest.
How is the food in Budapest?
Budapest. Cool. All right, here we go. We're going to do a little screen sharing.
Let's do it. Look how technical Steve's getting these days.
Considering relocating NASA's headquarters out of DC once the piece is up, states like Texas, Ohio, and
Well, the best man to tell you that is a man standing right over here. You heard that question? With those beautiful
Hold on. What's up with this slurring? Okay, we'll start again.
Okay. But by the way, can we kill this background that's going on this?
You're gonna have to mute Loafer for a second.
I can't hear it. The audio is shit.
Okay.
All right, that's better, I think.
states like Texas, Ohio, and Florida.
Well, the best man to tell you that is the man standing right over here. You heard that question? With those beautiful ears of yours? He's got great hearing, He's got super hearing.
Trick of the trade, sir.
What's the answer to that?
I think the answer to that is we have 10 amazing centers around the country that all kind of bubble up to contribute to the mission we're able to undertake, like Artemis 2. I think in terms of the headquarters, we have a lot of people very interested in our mission. So being here in DC gives us the opportunity to kind of interact from all our stakeholders, make sure we make the right decisions for the nation.
Is Abe Lincoln taking a nap right there? You're muted, Last Dance.
What's up with the slurring?
I heard in the beginning. To me, it's like his teeth aren't fitting in right.
It must be Alzheimer's.
You're being facetious.
Well, that's what the left says because they're so desperate to.
The 15th Amendment. The 15th Amendment. He's nuts.
He doesn't have that slurring all the time. I just don't know why it pops up here and there like that. It's weird.
I mean, it could be as simple as he's tired because he was up a long time, or could, I don't think he's a drinker. I don't think he drinks.
The worst thing about Trump, he has the press around him sometimes, like 16 hours a day. They're on his plane with him. They're everywhere with him. They're like literally, he's having a dump. They're literally right outside the fucking cubicle. I mean, he should just give himself a fucking break away from the glare of the fucking media who all hate him.
Yeah, I don't know why he works the way he does, and he's posting some pretty strange stuff at like 3 in the morning on Truth Social and shit. Like,
Yeah, he definitely needs a controller now. He definitely needs a controller. He just doesn't give
I
a
mean,
fuck.
but at the same time, would you rather have a president that wasn't ever at the job and never really did speeches or anything, or would you rather have a guy that was a workaholic?
Yeah, but there's a difference between Joe Biden and Trump, and there needs to be a happy medium. And I would say halfway between Joe Biden and Trump would be perfect. But the problem is,
You'll get him in a few years, buddy.
like I said, I've seen so many like snap interviews on Air Force One in the middle of the sky where he's chatting along really important matters, but this press conference is like half hour after the plane lands. So it's like you've literally just spoken to them for an hour and a half. They've all gone live on it, and you're supposed to say what you've just said again at a proper official press conference in a half hour or something. Just don't quite get it.
Well, Trump will be 80 in a month or so. And we just need younger presidents. That's a first step. You know,
I think that's one of the most crass jokes I've seen Aphid Lift say.
huh?
what is it? I'm looking at Trump's Truth Social here. I can't turn my eyes away.
I'm not saying it.
Well, what is it a reference to? I see it, but
The slurring of Trump, I think.
it seems to be a specific reference, and I don't get it.
I mean, does that Truth Social get any traffic apart from Trump?
Only for hate watchers, probably, that reposted on X.
I don't have any
and
idea.
Blue Sky.
Do you want to read the joke? Last Dance?
Mm-mm.
It's that bad? All right. I don't even see it. Did it get deleted?
No, it's there. It's about 7 or 8 up from the current.
Oh, yeah. Not bad.
No, can you explain it?
I cannot.
Okay, because I don't understand it.
It must be a Monica Lewinsky reference, obviously, but
Is it short or long?
Short.
Exactly.
Or if it's short, let's hear it.
You could show it on the screen. I think. All right, here's the picture that he showed.
One needs to read it out, like.
All right, here's the one of the things that Trump did recently on his Truth Social. And it is certainly odd.
I can't see it, mate.
Here.
That's already funny. Right, okay.
Who's the woman?
Who's the bird?
I don't know.
Who's the bloke on the top right? And
I like how you zoomed in just for the titties.
I don't know who that guy is either,
Yeah, I
to
don't
tell
know.
you the truth.
So that's fucking what's his name, Ruffio with the ugly wife.
Rubio.
Yeah.
That's the vice.
Rubio and Vance and
The
Trump.
vice.
Trump looking about 100 pounds lighter than he would be like in reality.
Yeah. So what? To me, minute.
I think.
If anything, I mean,
there was an original photo, and maybe the woman was in the original photo, and they photoshopped the heads of those people on the original.
I don't think so, because I don't think that anybody has ever done that in the, what is it called, the reflecting pool at the
No, I agree that's also not true. Is it? The original photo wasn't in the reflecting pool. That would not be tolerated for a long enough time to smile and take a photo.
I mean, I've been there. There's no security. You could definitely get in.
You could get in, but people, it's the whole area is watched with
cameras
and binoculars with cops around.
Capitol Police?
Not necessarily Capitol Police.
State, like city police, probably then.
City police and
Wouldn't that class?
Park Service police.
Wouldn't that class, like in the UK, we have royal parks, so we have royal police, and we have like 11 royal parks in London or whatever it is. Now they have their own, not the different laws per se, but they have like bylaws and stuff. So wouldn't Capitol Police be? You on about the big sort of monument and the water thing in Washington? Wouldn't that be county police or
No, the Capitol Police are
Capitol Police? Sorry.
they're the police force for Congress.
Not the
So-
entire capital of
So not the entire Capitol.
Right.
So what does the Browns then? So they do the personnel. So what does the Browns?
The thing is about the royal parks in the United Kingdom, they have different jurisdiction. They have different police. Just ask Best Amy. Best Amy? Welsh, does that mean anything to you?
She copied my name.
Yeah, I think I could be wrong, but I believe, it's the Interior Department. They control national parks.
Right.
And I believe the Smithsonian falls under the Interior Department, and I believe the Washington Monument, the Lincoln Memorial, and the Reflecting Pool.
Yeah, who does all that?
I think that's the Interior Department. So the
Right.
police are
Park
called the Park Police.
Well, in Yosemite Valley in California, they've got different jurisdiction over the people who actually legislate, who can enter and leave the parks, etc., blah, blah, blah. But once again, Best Welshman, do you remember Best Amy, who was arrested in Hyde Park for a demonstration against people doing certain things? It was around about 10 or 11 years ago. Now, I'm going to name drop something. If you want me to put it in the chat, if you want to peruse it, I will do. It was Western Sharia Police by Sargon of Akkad. Now, it's no longer on his. I don't know if you're Welsh, you know who Sargon is. The Americans and Canadians in here won't know who it is. But Western Sharia Police. There was a woman who was protesting against Muslims demonstrating at Hyde Park Corner, and she was arrested. Her house was invaded, her front doors are smashed down, and she was arrested because she was saying that religious observance prayers cannot be observed in the royal parks. Well, I know you're working on a phone. I'll find it if you want, because Sargon has nuked his back catalogue, but there's somebody on Twitter /X called Russell Garbage Human. I think he's very, very close to Sargon, and he's copied all of his back catalogue. Fred Blogs, Western Sharia Police. So if you think you're going to go down to a fucking state park in the United Kingdom and protest against something that's going on, aka freedom of speech, your First Amendment rights, Americans, you should cherish them, because they've been sadly deficient for the last fucking at least 10 years in this fucking country. Your end of the lecture. Well, shit, I know you're working on a phone. I'll find it. Russell Garbage Human is very, 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 very close to Sargon. And don't get me started. I've got my issues with Sargon, but that would take a fucking entire lecture. I will find it. I will bang. There we go. Thank you very much, English Bottle Cup. Yeah, she was arrested for that as well.
I thought that people liked that guy Sargon of Akkad. I guess I don't know. I don't keep up.
Yeah, Carl Benjamin. Yeah, he is likable. To be fair, I like his position generally.
But Cup of Tea says cuck and simp, so maybe Cup doesn't like him.
Well, yeah, everyone's got their own thing. I've met the guy personally.
I thought that all the hardo, MAGA Republicans and everyone over here was all into this Black Rifle Coffee Company, and then I hear, no, they hate him now. Like, I don't know, the love hate for these things can flip on one random statement, you know, like somebody says something and then that's it. Like, you're out the club. No more Black Rifle. Yeah, I don't follow that shit, but
Is the link pinned today? Did you guys pin the link today?
the link is pinned.
Okay.
Look at YouTube and see if you can see it, RW.
I don't see it.
Making me work, man. All right, one second.
I mean, how the hell did Based Welshman get on here? The link is not even pinned. I can pin the link.
It's not pinned.
It's pinned in the description.
Yeah, I know, but like I said, if you do it via the prescription, you can't do anything else for your device basically at the time.
Okay, all right, I get it.
I don't know why it is the case, but that is the case. You put it in the chat as a pin, you can work on your device at the same time.
Is the UK worried at all that Germany has vowed to have the strongest military in Europe by 2036 or 2036?
I couldn't give two fucks.
Okay.
So I don't care. I'm only really caring about the UK.
Maybe they'll be the lone military that can help push out the invading forces.
They're gonna they're fucked already from what they let in.
And they can't even create enough energy to support their economy, right? They're buying shed loads from Russia. Work this out, right? I done this the other day. They had spent, I think it was 23 billion on oil and gas since the start of the conflict.
Huh.
And of all accounts, we've given them 21, or they've given them 21. So they've paid more for fucking gas than they've donated to Ukraine. None of it makes sense. Fucking.
Yeah, right.
So, you know, if you're going to try and be the biggest fucking force in Western Europe, you need to be able to support your own economy with your own gas and oil. If you can't do that, then you're fucked, in you.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Does it pin them now at the bottom? I thought it used to pin them at the top.
It looks at the top to me.
It's on YouTube. It's now
I've
pinned.
mostly seen YouTube now at the bottom. I don't know if you have a preference that you can change, but I thought they changed it.
Yeah, I've seen this happen recently. Pinned at the bottom. I don't know why. It's only happened recently.
It sucks because that's where your eyes go to watch the new messages.
Correct.
And now you have this fucking dumb thing there in the way.
But what you can do, you can get rid of it by pressing the three dots if you don't need it, and you can bring it back. Like so, but yeah, it is stupid. I don't know why.
Can I click drag? Click drag. No, that ain't gonna work. That never works anymore. Click drag used to fix a lot of things. You could like.
I don't know why it's at the top on mine and not on anybody else's. That's weird.
On your YouTube.
On my YouTube.
On Chrome?
On Chrome.
I wonder if it's a Chrome update then.
Hey Welsh, are you going to go to the United Kingdom rally this next couple of weeks? Tommy Robinson's rally. Are you going to go there?
Yeah, they're trying to close it down, I hear. So yeah, I'm planning to go with Yaki.
Yeah, because I've heard
Blue.
Good
to see you, Working Blue.
I've heard that Paz 49 is not going to be attending the United Kingdom rally this year because he's heard that people who were actually, passing around the bucket donations for Peter Lynch, the guy in Rotherham, which is not much far away from me, who was also incarcerated and died in prison under very curious circumstances. I've heard that the buckets were being passed around at the United Kingdom rally last year that Mike West and somebody else that I won't mention, because I've already mentioned Mike West, attended. I said, I'm not going to attend the United Kingdom rally on account of the fact that Tommy Robinson. I'll just leave it there. You'll have to fucking join your own
Oh,
doctor.
for fuck's sake, Loafer, do me a favour, right? Do me a favour, yeah? It's just, I know exactly what you're going to say, but, like, just say it. Don't say it. Just say it.
Yeah, well, I've heard that Tommy Robinson's United Kingdom rally has been rebadged as the Unite the Cringedom rally on account of the fact that he's got fucking numerous Bentleys, and he might be fucking a supplicant to another state that is actually exercising great amounts of power over whatever we're talking about online with regard to the present conflicts in the Middle East between the state of Israel and Iran. That's all I'm going to say. I've had a lot.
At least you said it. At least you said it.
At least I've said it.
The question is, what did he say?
Yeah, I was going to say, he said it, but who's going to translate it?
I mean, you got one thick ass motherfucking accent, bro, combined with, I'm assuming, a handful of beers. It is.
No, but
Hey,
I think it's more so. It's a very region specific. They're talking like about stuff that we're not hearing about. So they're in their own.
Yeah, I don't know what, like, when the Brits, that accent says for Amy.
I'll be
Emma.
right back.
Blue, did you finish cleaning everything? Are you done being an adult now?
Nope, just on a break.
Okay, that's still part of adulting. It's healthy adulting practices.
Healthy adulting, you know, breathing treatments.
Nice.
What
With
the
your
hell is
super
that?
futuristic bong.
So I call it the G spot. It's a G pen. It's a electric dab nail, e-nail.
Okay, it looks kind of like the thing that the Ghostbusters use to fire it at the ghosts.
It has a trash panda on the back. It says "Stay trashy."
How's the Scum family? I haven't hung out with
Looks
you
like a
guys for
penis
while.
pump to me.
Scum Fam's doing good. They've
Not
switched
everybody
channels.
uses it for that. Aphid.
Oh, that's right. You got flagged. I'm sure it can be used for that aphid.
Apparently not. I know what to do with mine when it gets old.
Gmail.
Turn it into whatever she's got there.
Putting it on your mouth. That's the first thing you can think of. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to Loafer, just for Loafer now. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I get what you're saying. The problem you've got, nothing's traceable, really, which makes it all a bit sketch. But the reality is, either when influencers get all precious and say I'm not going, it's like fuck off then, because it's the biggest event for like 20 fucking years in the Patriot movement. You can't be fucking bothered just to put something to one side and just allow it because there's nothing else going on for us. Nothing, right? And you want to do your fucking 10-minute videos times 3 a day and get your little fucking money grifting away, then fair enough. But a lot of people are always going to say, especially the left, they're going to target and say it's corrupt. And people on the right have also said that. And I can see why people might say that. But give me another option. I'm waiting.
There was one particular upload where I mean, lots of people screeching about Sargon, aka Carl Benjamin. He did an interview with Rupert Law of the Restore Britain group, and right at the end of the interview, I can't timestamp or reference because I've had lots of beer, and he actually said, Carl actually said to Rupert Law, "Will you accept Tommy Robinson into your movement?" And I nearly fucking put my fist through the fucking monitor. And I thought, no, absolutely no. It might be.
Why not? Why not? Why not, Loafer?
By another state actor.
That's why not? Why not?
Don't put all your faith in Tommy Robinson. That's all I'm saying.
So wait there. So you don't want, technically, the biggest patriots in the UK, right? Really, wait there. Let me speak, right? Especially in America. I mean, he is quite known in America and throughout the world, right? And through accusations, nothing's been proven with the funds. I'm not saying it's impossible, and I'm not saying it hasn't happened. I'm just saying, give me another fucking option. Don't go Sagan to me. Give me another option. And why wouldn't you? He was the person who kept on bleating about the fucking the grouping of the young girls up and down the country.
Oh, thank you. You finished my sentence for me. There's 5 thick black fucking lines in my customer contact book of grooming gang members who actually fucking I've worked for in the past. I've said this repeatedly over and over again. I know for a fact that there are 5 people in my job contact book who have been convicted for the grooming gang scandal. And it wasn't until Elon Musk took over fucking Twitter and actually blew it apart. I think Tommy is actually fucking basically he's living on past glories basically, and he's just fucking milking it for all he can do. At the end of the day,
but even if he is, let me just give it up to you. Let me just
more to expose it than Tommy did.
Okay, let me straw man your position. Let me straw man your position, Loafer. Let me straw man your position. He works for Israel, right? He doesn't give a fuck about the UK. He just gives a fuck about the cash. Is that right?
Possibly.
Have I straw man your position there? Yeah.
RW,
Or steel man your position. Sorry. Well, I don't believe it. Like I said, he's got many faults. But like I said, I keep on repeating. Can you put someone else there that would be able to grab that attention, and that awareness, and that media presence? Can you name one?
Rupert Law.
Well,
I mean,
it's definitely something for the future, right? But Rupert Lowe is never going to grab 160,000 people.
There's decent fire going in the link in the background from an hour ago. St. Petersburg, John Hopkins All Children Hospital.
To be frank, this conversation, though, I do find it interesting. I don't know that a lot of people here are going to know what you guys are talking about.
Right, well, okay, I'm not letting you know. I'm going to go to bed just whilst you fucking answer your fucking DMs on X.
I rarely go on Twitter. I've seen you DM me the other day, but I rarely go on there, mate.
I'm going to bed. Good night, folks.
Take it easy, pal.
Good night.
Good
Be
night.
well.
Hey,
With
thank
all
you for stopping
respect,
by.
with all respect, I might be wrong. I might be right. Just give me evidence to prove and contradict anything that I've actually said tonight. I'm going to bed. Good night.
Yeah, but
All right, buddy. Take care.
Cheers.
He's gone.
Okay, cool. Is Rupert Lowe the guy who does Restore?
Yeah, he's the leader of Restore.
I do like him.
Yeah, I think he's amazing. But I don't think he would garnish hundreds of thousands of people coming from all corners of the UK coming to London. So, just
Yeah, it's a shit show you guys have going over there, but whatever. Aphidlip, how the hell are you?
I'm good, man. How you guys all doing? It's good to see you guys.
Good to see you too. Sounds like you got good sound tonight. No issues there.
Am I usually the one that has the issues?
I don't
with the
know.
audio?
Wasn't there? Didn't remember you had that sign, the wave of frequency wave going back there? Didn't that fuck with something a couple weeks
No,
ago?
I didn't know if that's what it was. It turns out it was just a bad
Loose wire.
of my
Bad
monitor.
connection.
Yeah.
Right. Got you. Cool.
Hey, Aphid, do you use Adobe Illustrator?
Technically no, but my program that I do use is kind of like Adobe Illustrator and Adobe Photoshop combined.
Okay. I just started helping somebody and I'm using Adobe Illustrator. It's a rather layered program, but it looks like once the guys get good at, they can really make some really nice vectors that they can send off to all you guys that make what you make.
Yes, vector until we started printing, vectors was the only way to make stuff, because when I would cut colored vinyl, you would have to cut around the outside edges, which would be the vector outside image.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, most of the cut vinyl is vector based.
Are you saying you've paid for software, Aphidlip?
Yes, unfortunately, because like that
must
kind of
hurt.
software, it does, because the cost of it is
It's got to be high.
like butt hurting.
Right. Because
It's almost better to. I found a little trick. It's when I upgrade, it's when I have to buy, because equipment gets old and it doesn't last. So you have to buy new equipment. And when I buy new equipment, I get the software bundled in, because it basically knocks down half because that kind of software is $2,000-$3,000 or like $40 a month or $80 a month.
Jeez.
because it's so niche.
That's right.
Adobe is only 23, but it's not Photoshop as well.
They can never recover the costs from a million people.
Right.
Remember back in the 2000s when either it was a virus or malware or something was wrong with my computer, because every fucking 5 minutes it would tell me I had to update Adobe. It seemed like it was constantly needing
That was
updating.
Flash, Adobe Flash.
Yes.
Because all websites worked on Flash and they don't anymore.
Oh my God,
Flash
that was annoying.
Dead.
Thank God. I mean, it was just the
I don't know.
pop-up that
There's a lot
never
of games
stopped.
that died when Flash died. That was a sad day
That's
for gamers.
true. You can still access those though.
I'm sure there's download files. I mean, I don't know. How would that work? The old Javanoid stuff and all that.
Well, because I think they've what I'm saying is they've converted them, and you can just
The popular ones got redone.
Right.
Right.
Well, plus there's probably something, I don't know, but there's probably some way you could still run Adobe Flash type media. There's probably something you'd have to do it through or something, a filter or something.
It's mostly nostalgic for me because I did it while I was supposed to be working in the computer lab.
Yeah,
I was
right,
the
right.
backdoor to video games. Yeah. You guys saw Spirit Airlines is gone, and Ask Jeeves is no more.
I didn't know
Ask
Ask
Jeeves
Jeeves was
is
still
still
around.
around? Good
They shut
Lord.
down on the 1st of the month, I believe, or was that today or yesterday? They shut down. They're no more. Spirit Airlines bowed out not so gracefully.
3 a.m. this morning, Gonzo.
I need to update the apps in my head because I still say that I need a MapQuest something. I haven't used that in years.
Yeah.
Google Maps. Need to update.
Yeah, I just say Maps now. But I remember MapsQuest, but not until you said that. What was that on?
MapQuest.
The first smartphones, or like when did we use MapQuest?
Was it an app?
Before
I thought it was a website. Was it an app?
I thought it was a website. You typed in your address and then printed out your fucking directions.
Right.
Yeah. Back in the day.
Right. Before Google
Yeah.
Maps.
Yeah.
Yeah, be fumbling with these paper with like 17 lines, and each one
Yeah.
was
It'll be like
numbered.
turn right, turn left.
And
But
you'd
it
be
was
like,
some- it
well,
was
what's the name
such
of the street? It was fucking dangerous, dude.
Yeah.
That
You're
was
trying to
such a
read
step
and
up
drive.
from the
It's
old
terrible.
fold-out map.
Yeah, from the Atlas. Yeah, that was state of the art. It was like, wow, this is amazing. I just have 5
It tells
easy
you
steps.
like your next, like how many miles to your next turn, and you would just follow
Right.
that. But yeah, we had used it to like go to others, go to Florida or something, and we'd have that whole, 100 different directions or whatever.
Right. I didn't leave home without it. That was my safety net.
I mean, the old dude who I work with, he's, in his 60s, bought a new SUV recently, and I went out in the parking lot and was checking it out. I looked in the back. I was like, you transferred all your road atlases, bro? And he's like, oh, you never know. You never know. He's got an Irish accent. It was pretty funny. He's like, dude, leave them behind. You don't need them anymore. But yeah, some people.
They're
Can't
also
give them up.
horribly inaccurate now.
Yeah, now,
Right.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, if it's 15 years old.
20-year-old printing of the
Going through
roadway.
Boston, it's pre-big dig, so all the roads are above the ground. It's like, where is this fucking thing? It's here on the map, Guys got map from Germany as one country, undivided. Like, dude's got some old ass maps. Those maps are cool though. If you come across one of those, an old world map that has like a Germany and a Russia, back in the day.
I still use the AA Road Atlas. and my one's about 8 years old, and I use page 2 and 3 only, which is basically the picture of the UK with just motorways and A roads on it, and that's all you need. Don't need
It's like
anything
a
else.
book, like a real big book.
Yeah, it's got like
Yeah.
70 pages. It's the whole of
Right,
the UK
yeah.
in detail. But if you just go to page 2 and 3, it just has the UK and motorways or highways and A roads, which I suppose is the one down from highways in America, like 50 mile an hour. So just on page 2 and 3, I can get anywhere in the UK without. Nothing really changes on there. Then I would go on my phone and then pick up the GPS off that.
The speed limit they always say is 55, but I see people. Is there like an unwritten rule that you can do like 70 mile an hour in the USA?
It's just a matter of the size of your cojones and how much you're not worried about getting a ticket.
And what the speed limit is in the city you're in. Like if it's
I was going to
75,
say
you can go
it
80.
varies by
Like
state
80
to
is the
state,
speed
doesn't
limit
it?
in Phoenix, Arizona.
It does vary. So you could be on like an interstate highway going from state to state, and you got to pay attention when you cross the state line, because it could go from 70, 75. I guess 75. I think might be the highest. I don't know.
It is
all the way
beneficial
down
when
to
you're running your maps program, because it usually does have that automatically switch over as soon as it's changed on your phone. It shows you.
My car like beeps when I'm 10 miles or more over the speed limit.
Nice surveillance. Good. Excellent.
I mean, Rupert Lowe says he wants to change the speed limit from 70 to 80. The Green Party said they want to change the motorway speed from 70 to 55. Spot the difference.
Yeah, but nobody listens to the Green Party.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, Rupert's right. These cars, the maximum speed limit was set like 30 or 40 years ago.
Right.
Cars have improved so much in that time that why can't you go 80 in certain conditions?
That's 80 kph, right?
No, 80 miles.
Oh,
per hour. Miles per hour. But the difference is we've got a lower standard of driver now, if that makes any sense. If you are at 80 mile an hour, you're going to drive it sensible. We got cars that a teenager could buy now and set 100 mile an hour, and they can put their makeup on because it's so smooth and shit. We've took out the fear factor.
Right. So you're saying better cars, safer cars, shittier drivers, it almost offsets the two. So bad cars back in the day, but better drivers.
That's a very old map, Lee.
Well, or that poor sap that can't afford the new car, and he's just getting by with his piece of shit old car, gets hit head on by somebody in a nice car.
True.
Yeah,
I mean, when you see
is true.
somebody in an MGA out there on the roads next to a fucking
Right.
a GMC Yukon or something.
Yeah,
that's
or
like,
F-350 or whatever the hell they go
yeah.
to.
Or remember the Ford Expedition was built on the extended F-150 frame. That was a big SUV.
Yeah.
But that all comes back to rich
Excursion.
people.
Excursion. Sorry. Go ahead, bud. Sorry.
It all comes back to
Go on.
I think we lost him.
Well, we've lost him temporarily for sure.
Man, he was just getting ready to make like the best point ever too. I
Yep.
could tell.
The secret to life was just about to be
Yeah,
given
the
out.
fountain of youth.
Right.
The fountain of youth.
I'd say on the highway here, the average person goes 13 to 14 miles an hour over. So if it's 65 and you stay below 80, you're not really going to get pulled over. But if you go 80 or 81, I feel like that's when the cops start to like light you up.
Yeah.
You know.
Maryland
Well, the
was
funny
that
thing
high.
is going the speed limit is kind of frowned upon. Like if I come up on somebody that's going the speed limit, I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
That's me, dude.
Like,
That's me.
the
You're
gas is on the right, bro.
Yeah, but you can overtake in any lane in America, can't you? We can only overtake to the right lane.
in the UK is they give you like a 10% leniency at the national speed limit, but the minute you hit 100, it's an instant ban. It's like it don't matter then. The leniency, the
Except for
tolerances.
Yeah, three figures gets you an immediate ban and a court appearance. They decide from there on. But yeah, on the roadside, you get a straight ban basically until your court case.
I can't imagine.
Go ahead, bud.
I just can't imagine high speed limits. You know, on the slower streets, you see people driving. They're not even looking at the road. They're looking at their phone. You know, they don't. When the light turns green, they don't even realize it. You know, I can't imagine these people who barely pay any attention to the road getting on a highway and going 90. You might as well just got to give them a red flashing light then.
I have a superpower. It's called motion sickness. I have to watch where I'm going. I can't look at something while I'm in a vehicle. Even as a passenger, I can't. It makes me sick.
I mean, in all fairness, though, I mean, when else are you going to have the time to scroll through Facebook Marketplace?
When you're
driving.
That must be what's happening.
So in the UK, if you get caught with mobile, if you get caught using mobile, but in charge of a vehicle, you get 6 points. You're only allowed 13.
How do you catch somebody using a mobile? It's a glance.
So it's quite a big penalty. If you get caught using a mobile, the first one is it would be awareness. I think is it, or I think no, it's 6 now, and 3 for a tire. There's 6 for getting caught with a mobile. What do you get in America for it? What's the score? You get points or a fine?
I don't think I've seen anybody ever pulled over.
It's 50 a whack, 50 for the first whack here in the Massachusetts, and I think it progressively goes up from there.
Do you get a point thing?
No points.
That's
but do you get a point system and you accumulate points and they say you can't drive? Well, can you just, if you technically doing it, you just get.
Not here.
Yeah.
Here, points have to do with your auto insurance. If you get points, your auto insurance company sinks their fucking teeth in and raises your rates here.
So you do get a points thing, but it just affects your cover, your insurance cover.
Not an ethical thing.
Yeah, right.
So in America, once again, it's down to money more than punishment. If you got the cash, you don't give a fuck.
Right. I don't like that system. That's bullshit justice.
But what ends up happening, though, is over time, if you have a bunch of the same issues and you keep having to go up here for motor vehicle issues, the judge is going to see your record and then give you an appropriate elevated punishment for it. But like if somebody's in a crosswalk, if somebody's in a crosswalk and you visibly to go around them and don't let them if they have to stop and you should have been able to stop, that's a big one. You get pretty fucked up for that here, but it's a high fine, and then it's going to cost you money because your insurance company is going to be pissed. But if you do that a couple times, they're going to take your license away.
What's interesting that you might appreciate, Welshman, in Maryland, when my dad became a CEO, and he always got in trouble with speeding. He's a speed demon in his car. When he became a CEO, he found out that he cannot lose his license because of his importance to the company.
Yeah.
Was he considered an emergency employee?
That's fucking crazy.
It just shows that once you're at a certain level, you have a different law set.
Fuck, that is nuts. Yeah, that
kind of. It's sort of like a diplomatic immunity thing.
Sort of. I mean, they'll still take his money, right? It's still a financial burden, but who cares? If you can afford to do whatever you want, and they're not going to take anything from you. I just don't like that morality.
Yeah, if you don't have insurance in the UK, you get 8 points. So obviously 8 and 6. If you've done your mobile at the same time, you're fucking banned. And there's a minimum of a year. What's that?
When do they shave them off your record?
So I had 3 points for going through a static speed camera, which has been here for 2 decades, and I knew it was there. I just had a fucking mental block. I just literally thought it was 40 instead of 30. I don't know why. So I went through a 42.
When do you lose points off? How? 3 years?
It takes 3 years. It gets spent. They call it spent after 3 years.
They will stay on your license for every time you need to renew your insurance. They might say, did you have a speeding conviction 10 years ago? So it affects your insurance for your whole lifetime. Once you get these strikes, it will fuck up when you got to get insurance cover. It's a bit like buying a house in the floodplain and it got flooded 3 times. Nobody wants to insure it after that.
Well,
Are
to
there
be fair,
certain
my
changes
insurance
to
is
the insurance company you don't remember how many strikes you have on your license?
What was that?
Who?
No, it's a stupid joke.
Oh, I missed it completely. Yeah, they get bus people for the phone thing here quite a lot. But if you have your shit set up, you can text and talk by voice. The phone will read the text back to you. You can text back to people using your voice commands. So
Yeah, I don't think you're allowed to touch it. Even on display in North Carolina now, you're not even allowed to touch it. So it has to be all.
It needs, it needs to be in a cradle. That's in the UK. It needs to be in a cradle. So you can use it, but the phone has to be in a cradle. You can't hold the phone.
The issue that I'm seeing though is these people are scrolling, like they're like doom scrolling while they're driving.
You can see their fingers doing
the
this. They're like
whatever they're scrolling for isn't important.
No. Yeah.
But if you no recourse, you just got to suck it up and take a ticket. Now, I have seen in America, there's things like fix my ticket or fix this, and they got like legal systems, and they will fight the system. And they got certain, I don't know how they do it, but in the UK, it's like you'd have to be a fairly rich fella to go down that road. There wouldn't be a thing for an average man to say, I'm going to contest it. And you can contest speeding if their stuff hasn't been calibrated at the right time. And it's, it's one of them things. If a solicitor got hold of it, he could like pick it apart. So you haven't done this right, and then wallop, the ticket's gone.
You can go to court. Like people can. Like I have a friend that a cop gave them a ticket for something that they didn't even do wrong, and so they went to court. The cop didn't even show up, so the judge threw it out. Now this is a pain in the ass for the individual because they didn't have a car.
Yeah.
Because all the shit that went down, and the cop made all these problems for her, but then they don't even show up. So I've heard multiple stories where people go to court to fight it.
It's
and the cop never
very
shows
common.
Up, thrown out.
Very common in the UK. The same thing. When they took me to court for walking my dog during Kung Flu, same thing. And it's really common that we call it the CPS, the Crown Prosecution Service. They actually won't bring a case forward, but they won't tell you that. They'll basically let you go to court. But what you just said is so common.
Yeah, here people do that for DUIs. Obviously, you hire a lawyer and you pull apart everything that you can about the interaction. But you got to have a good DUI lawyer. They specialize in that. There's a few tricks that you can use.
You're not obliged, Steve, to do a field sobriety test. You know that.
You know what? If you don't do that here, then they cut your license and you lose it for 180 days.
I haven't heard of that. So what state you in?
Massachusetts.
The English lad brought up a great case. Now, one of the biggest failings in the UK is the CPS, the Crown Prosecution Service. They're not fit for purpose. And the English lad there, I don't know your name, fella, but nice to meet you. But he obviously understands, and I think that's I think our English law is really different. It's all about bureaucracy and stuff that goes back 100 years. A man wearing a wig, and he'll tell you, like, you get your 6 points. And it's just, our system over here is, I suppose, what you call it, archaic.
Yeah, sure. And now the Englishman is not English, he's Welsh. He should have corrected you on that.
Yeah, I was on Google. Here we go. I've just had a look. Massachusetts field sobriety tests are voluntary, and you have the absolute right to refuse them without immediate penalties of your license suspension, unlike breathalyzer tests. So yeah, I am right. You can refuse a field sobriety test in America. Full stop.
I thought it was. I thought a field sobriety test would include a breathalyzer.
No, but don't refuse the breathalyzer, because the breathalyzer is not an opinion. So remember the guy doing the field sobriety test has had like 2 lessons. He's had like 2 like half-day lessons or whatever. How he doesn't know shit. So that's why they say it's subjective, not objective.
It
Well,
is,
you guys
but
are-
what
I
they end
always
up
feel-
doing is just making you take a breathalyzer, and if you refuse the breathalyzer, then they slam you with a penalty.
But if they want to convict you, which some of these fucking bastards do, they don't want to give you a breathalyzer because they know you're clean. They want to fucking pull you because you stepped out of line, you wobbled, you've done 10 steps instead of 9, all that sort of shit. They're trying to catch you. So never accept the field sobriety.
My opinion is that leads them into then they have to do the breath test. That's the difference. If you can't pass the field sobriety test,
Why don't
whatever
they do the
want,
breath test anyway?
or have a breath test. But if you pass that,
Why isn't the breath test option 1?
I don't
yeah,
know.
I don't know.
Exactly.
Hey, the UK pull you over and you got to do the breath test, and that's it. But I always understood that test you're on about was the prelude before. All right, we think you're pissed, then you'll do the breath test. So if you pass that first bit of the test, you'll be allowed to drive on.
No, it's subjective. It's bullshit. They've literally had like in a couple of afternoons lessons to make subjective opinions. It's bollocks.
I
Never
agree.
did it.
I see that English bottle cap wrote, "I cannot walk heel to toe when I'm sober." I tried this once. I was watching one of these police body cam things, and someone they did, they look. I don't know. They could have been drunk, but they kind of couldn't stay a straight line. So I got up and picked a straight line, tried to walk it, and the more I tried to be straight, the more I it was like if I did it naturally without thinking about it, it would probably be easy. But no, I could see myself failing that when I'm sober.
You say, "I'm sober. Give me the breath test. I'll fucking trip."
I saw that on one of these shows. Every law, there's 50 different laws in the U.S. about that because every state has their own laws. But I remember some guy saying, "Just give me the breath test. We're going to get there anyways." And the cops said, "No, I have to do it this way."
I like your slip of the tongue there. The breast test. That's a test that we all should get.
Did I say that?
I've been drinking, officer. Just give me the breast.
I don't want breast for myself and my family.
It's made for you to fail, really, because nothing about the test is natural. The side of a road might be in the dark, might be in shitty conditions, and then when you do heel to toe.
Spotlight, headlights.
Yeah, nothing about it's natural.
I'm just not sure why to bother with it when.
Yeah, exactly. It's all subjective. Like you said, option 1 is breath test. Dan, cheers to that.
Test,
20 seconds.
And then the person should be able to request a blood test if they, something even more accurate than the breath test. But
Well,
that should be it.
You could make videos that you would train people to, all right, we're going to drink a 6-pack together, and then I'm going to show you how to beat the field sobriety test, and you can give people training exercises. It would,
It's a good way to end up in prison.
I don't think so. I think it would be legal.
I don't know.
I'm telling you, you're doing it with people in their own homes, saying, "All right, so you're going to train for it, so when you get pulled over, you can defeat it." I know it's terrible.
I'd rather train them not to drink and drive.
I was going to say, I don't want people who drink and drive to be able to, get past.
Of course,
sobriety
neither do
testing.
I. Neither do I. I'm just surprised that
No, I
nobody
know.
has done
He's
this.
just a businessman doing business.
Exactly.
So how do you think you could defeat it?
Training.
Well, I mean,
Well, it's still balance and
alcohol is your blood
coordination, isn't it? It's designed to fail sober people.
So you guys, you're talking about your frustrations with the current system. Are you aware that car companies are legislated to currently be building vehicles that do not allow you to drive your vehicle if the vehicle, just Ford has it patented. Sorry, Srita.
That's going to
But
be a
you basically your
disaster.
vehicle will not let you access driving capability if it deems you unworthy to drive.
No, it's not. It's maybe just Ford that has it, but it's mandated for all cars in like very soon, like 2027.
That's what I
or something.
thought. Yeah, okay. So they have the first patent, but it is a legislated mandate. So yeah, in the future, your cars will not drive if they deem you
Not only
unfit.
that, but apparently they will stop. You know, if you're like driving on the highway and the system, you know, you're like going 80 in the left lane and, you know, 50 trucks are
bullshit.
behind you, and the system for some reason, you know, detects that you might be impaired.
I think it
You
would
know,
pull over.
obviously there can't be any bugs or errors or flaws in the system. So when it detects you're impaired, it just fucking stops the car.
It would
and
pull over. It's not going to stop
pull
it in the
over,
middle of the
What do you mean it'll pull over? This is not
There's
Tesla.
already technology that they're working on
Does
that
it
does
now?
that. Where it pulls them over and
That-
like vibrates the car to wake them up and stuff. They
That's
already
not going to
have-
happen in 2027.
Well, I'm just saying that there's going to be a nightmare amount of mistakes and accidents with what you're talking about. There's going to be failures in the code. There's going to be if they push forward, there's absolutely going to be some hiccups.
Well,
I don't
I
even
mean,
like we had to look at used vehicles because we have to get a new car, but we saw newer car options and we're like, we don't want to do that because they have the technology now where you go near the line and it like pulls the steering wheel back. It's like,
my
no,
car.
I want to be where I am. Stop telling me that I can't be there. I don't like
My
it.
car has that, and I turned it on for a while to see how it was. It was really annoying.
The new ones, you have to turn it off every single time you start the car.
Ah,
It
I know
physically moves the steering wheel.
It's corrective driving. It doesn't allow you to go towards the lines.
yeah.
Wow.
we've talked about this before, but it's like money states where in America we don't get it in the UK, but in America we've talked about it before where certain states, I think it's southern states, obviously, to do with money laundering, money law. Okay, did I say that one thing?
Yeah.
Laundering, and where the police pull you over, and like say you're legit people, like nothing about you's criminal at all, and you're just buying a vehicle,
Yeah.
and they just take your fucking money and they say, "Oh, that's all drug money."
Like
I've seen some real bad shit. Body worn cameras from the police, and it shows them conniving and like engineering basically a scenario which wasn't there, and eventually it was proven it wasn't there. They do this to loads of fucking people. I'm under the understanding of, you know.
I mean, that's called civil forfeiture over here, at least, and that is a dicey undertaking. I never agreed with most of them. Sure, if somebody has 5 kilos of cocaine and $500,000, yeah, obviously, you could make a good
just money though, like
but
money.
just guys caught with a bunch of cash. There should be nothing illegal about that. It's not against the law to have cash.
And like I said, the scenarios I've seen, there was nothing dodgy about it at all. They were going to buy a car, and they had the money taken off, and they were arrested or whatever. And like they're in this scenario now. He said, "Well, I'll never drive past. I can't remember what state it was. I'll never drive through that state ever again. I'll avoid it at all costs because it destroyed my life."
Congratulations
I'm gonna fuck
on.
off.
All
I'll
right.
see you
See
probably
you.
later, bro.
Take
Your
care.
comes through.
Yeah. Have a good night.
Bye.
What do you think about the tobacco ban you guys were able to pass over there for everybody past 1999 or what is it?
2000.
2000?
Yeah.
Are you for or against that?
Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
So you're against it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, anybody, adult or otherwise. Well,
What's next? Alcohol? What's next? Alcohol?
if you're born
red
after
meat.
a particular date, you can't buy any tobacco products, and that even includes like your finest Arturo Fuente cigar. You can't even have a fucking cigar.
So here's a story for civil forfeiture that is specific to California. This happened between 2021 and 2022. The San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department So California has one of these, it's okay to use marijuana, and they have dispensaries,
Cannabis, sure.
cannabis dispensaries. So
I think I
they,
know what you're going to say.
but because it's federally illegal, they're not able to use the federal banking system, so they can't.
Yeah.
You can't use credit card. You have to. It's a cash business, and so there was a company called Imperial Logistics that transported cash from legal cannabis businesses to banks and credit unions.
Oh yeah.
The San Bernardino sheriff's deputies pulled them over 3 times and seized cash at 2 of those stops, and they took $1.1 million.
That's ridiculous.
They got sued and they gave it back eventually, but
all of it.
Yes, there's a program called Equitable Sharing, and they gave some of it to the FBI, and local law enforcement gets to keep 80% of it. I think the feds ended up paying them back, and the local cops kept the money. But
It's like legalized theft, isn't it? It's like legalized theft. It's what was it a sheriff?
Absolutely.
It was the sheriff, yes.
I mean, it's outrageous. It's like you're supposed to get voted in. I mean, how can you just unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It used to be called highway robbery because it literally
Legalized theft, basically. Oh yeah.
The sheriffs are supposed to be like the real protectors of the people.
Yeah.
Because they're not hired, they're voted in, and if sheriff's deputies are appointed by the voted in sheriff, they're supposed to be like, theoretically, if you feel like a police force is abusing power, you're supposed to be able to summons like the sheriff. And there are times I've seen on some rare content, but when there's like a beef between a sheriff and a town cop, and like that's certainly pretty interesting, like interpolice like dynamics between power struggle type shit between the two, and especially when they have to arrest one or the other. Very interesting stuff.
Massive pissing contest. Massive.
Totally. And they're all armed, and cops, sheriffs, cops, they're all have massive egos, so.
Did you guys feel a little bit doomed when Ilhan Omar said World War 11 at all? Anybody feel a little bit just depressed? Slightly.
It was sad. It really was sad.
Like, I mean,
it is, because
like at a certain point, can we just be like, you've automatically lost your seat? You're just done. The next person now has your seat.
The thing is, isn't it different fonts as well? It wouldn't be 2 1s, would it? It'd be like different fonts.
Well, she had to have had the Roman numerals.
The Roman numerals.
I. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
that must have been what she was reading.
Yeah, but wouldn't it stand out when you've seen it and you're going, well, that's clearly World War II. It just wouldn't even, your brain's just locked into that, isn't it? No.
No. The like her side is just trying to work out that Trump is starting World War III. She fast forwarded like way too many fucking wars. But her stupid fucking brain didn't give her the ability to stop talking for a second and think. And she just said World War 11. It's just so disappointing,
You had high hopes for?
Well, supposedly she's not a complete idiot. These people are supposed to have college degrees, and this is just like reading and basic American history. It isn't like anything other than that. I mean,
wait there. You say she's not a complete idiot. She did say she was worth 30 million, declared it, and now she's worth like 18,000 to 90,000. Something crazy like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe she's like Ron Burgundy. You put it on the paper and she'll read it.
Yeah, that's what it is, man.
Clearly.
That's literally what it is.
Clearly.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. I'll be right back in about 30
Remember,
seconds.
All right.
You know,
George-
now
George
if
Bush
Trump had said
Senior
that,
reading the
if Trump had said
teleprompter.
that, they would have said he's super crazy.
Who?
I'll look for
Trump.
that bottle cap. I didn't know that. I didn't
George
see it.
H.W. Bush. This was on the Camp Train Trail, and there was a teleprompter, and he was
Senior.
He was trying to convey a message that we care about you, and so that's what these words were about. And there was at the bottom there was a little reminder that the message is we care, but he wasn't supposed to read it. So he gets done reading it, and he says, "Message, we care."
Which Bush you said I was Bush, did you?
Senior.
Senior, the guy that was president in 1988 to 1992.
That could be Joe. That could be Joe.
One
all
termer.
along, isn't it?
One term.
That's what I consider a lame duck. Him.
He had to make way for Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
Slick Willie coming in.
Can you share the
Slick
link
Willie,
in the
pimp
background?
walking into the.
The NPR link in the background is the Banksy statue that Bottle Cap's talking about just appeared in London.
Oh, it'll have to be narrated for Last Dance. He will not open it.
It's just an image.
It doesn't matter. He will not click on an NPR link.
Oh,
it's
won't
bound to happen.
Am I
By
wrong in
accident.
am I wrong in thinking that Trump, when he invites guests into like the White House area, he goes, "Oh, do you want to see the Oval Office?" Like, and he mentions about Bill and stuff, about his like exploits. Am I making that up, or is he? I thought it was like a stand-in joke.
Well, when he brought me there, he did bring it up.
Wouldn't surprise me though, with it.
He used his hands as visuals too. A little disturbing.
I just think of the table. I do the Oval Office table.
Banksy must be a wealthy individual to be able to do what he does.
Well,
how do you
somebody
drop a
explain it
statue? Like, how do
to
you put
me?
a statue up?
I'm like, how do you get the right to put a statue up?
Well, he doesn't have the right to do it.
So this was
Well,
just
he
his
has got-
usual.
this is it. Look, he was supposed to be a rebel, yeah, Banksy, the artist. He's supposed to be a rebel. He's a graffiti artist extraordinaire. Now
he
he's part of the Now he's part of the establishment. He gets official permission to do his shit and
You're
stick
kidding
it.
me.
Yeah, so he's supposed to be anti-establishment. This latest statue is all establishment
Is
in
that
the
it?
sense that he's got the
Yeah,
permission to do so, and they're supporting his artwork. He's supposed to be like this sort of lefty revolutionary.
Well,
Okay.
maybe he's trying to say that people are blinded by patriotism.
That's what I was thinking.
And walking off.
I mean, obviously that's his point. But he's come from where he was to where he is, and now he's just part of the establishment.
I hadn't heard that he was like Rage Against the Machine is now Rage for the Machine. So like, it's
Yeah.
disappointing to see these things happen.
Well, I don't mind that. That seems like a straightforward left wing criticism of.
What is that saying? Is it saying let the immigrants in?
Yeah.
You could think that, but I could
That's
say
a-
it's just a more general comment about people.
He's
who-
made
patriotism
he's made
clouds
statements.
thinking, and
He's made statements before.
because I have some sympathy with that sentiment. So
How so?
I think patriotism is very much adjacent to war fever. It doesn't necessarily have to be the same, but I think it's what precedes wars is blind patriotism.
Okay, but so being a patriot with vision is perfectly fine.
Yeah, I mean, you should be proud of your country, and you should be proud of the aspects of your country that you think are unique. But yet, that pride should not cause you to hold back criticism or to get stuck in a jingoistic loop where someone can exploit that patriotism to push wars where
Yeah, I mean,
AKA mega.
the opposite I would say to that is suicidal empathy. Just walking
Yeah,
into this, I mean, look at America and the West in general. It's been on a spiral of just suicidal empathy for decades now.
I agree.
America's slightly different to the rest of
I
the
agree, and
West.
that doesn't even that covers more than just immigration. It also covers domestic policies.
Of course, liberalism in general.
Right, exactly. I mean, a lot of these policies aren't actually effective.
So you're you want some sort of happy middle ground, which, to be honest, I don't think can realistically exist. Where you're not happy with your the way your current country has been on in the last 10, 20 years.
No, I'm not. I'm not happy at all.
Yeah. So basically, you're by sort of that opinion would suggest that you want more. So it's suicidal empathy.
Do you think that MAGA is blind patriotic?
Self-deletion empathy.
Yeah.
Was that RW?
Do you think that MAGA is an example of blind patriotism?
No. I think, but there is a segment of MAGA that is, and there's a segment of MAGA that isn't. And some of MAGA are really not happy with the Iran war. And some of MAGA will back whatever Trump does, no matter whether he does this, the opposite 10 days
Were they
after.
not happy from the beginning, or are they not happy now that it's happened?
Not happy from the beginning.
Okay.
What now?
Oh, we looked at the Banksy statue.
What is it? Banksy. Banksy sucks. I don't like him anymore.
Only his friends get to call him Banky.
Yeah. We found out who he was. We found out who he was.
Yeah, they found him out.
But
Smoke Wife's calling you out there, Welshie.
I mean, I wouldn't expect anything different from Smoke. Like, what's she calling me out for that?
She gladly will tell you, and she has to fuck right off. So you know that.
She said suicidal empathy, question mark. Give me an effing break, exclamation point.
Well, it is. I've literally demonstrated the suicidal empathy because Last Dance agreed with me. He's not happy the way the country's going down. And if you want more of that by having that opinion again, more liberalism and more woke bollocks, you're just expressing more of it, which would definitionally be suicidal empathy.
With regards to what?
Just basically, we were talking about blind patriotism, and I suggested, that the West and the US. The US is different to the West, but very similar. That our policies, not just obviously immigration, just liberalism in general, is destructive for the country in general, for the West in general.
All right. So your use of the S word is more of the death of the whole country, the history. That it's not like an individual thing.
No, but like I said, Last Dance isn't happy, with the country, the direction in general. When I said liberalism, you sort of agree to me. But if you don't want patriotism or some sort of nationalism, you're just voting for the same shit that you've already had.
Let me ask you a question, Last Dance.
Yes.
Are you an anti-MAGA conservative?
I wouldn't define myself in those terms. I don't know if somebody else would describe me as that. I don't mind. There's a lot of things I'd like to see happen that what I think would make America better again. But I'm certainly not someone who's gonna just say whatever Trump does is good. No, I'm not that. I'm not that kind of MAGA.
Are you happy with the recent decision regarding voting and voting districts and redistricting that came from the Supreme Court? Are you happy or not happy with that?
I am happy.
You are happy.
Yes.
What about James Comey getting smacked with the?
Hold on, RW. Can we do one subject at a time? I want to get into this. Not that I mind covering what you brought up, but just save it for a minute or two.
You're good. It was in relation. Go ahead.
But with regards to the voting, do you think that these historically black districts were like too black, like too geared towards that sort of thing? Is that why you're happy?
Not necessarily. I just think you can't. You can't. It's illegal to redistrict someone or do redistricting so as to dilute the voting power of black people. But it should also be illegal to redistrict to amplify the voting power of black people or any identity group. Don't stop looking at people in groups.
Well, I guess I look at people in groups in a sense of governance, that if it's local government, you want you wouldn't want to have a bunch of how can I say this? See, I can't. It will come out as racist or classist, no matter how I fucking say it. But
just say it, Steve.
How can you?
What'd you just do with your hand there?
People voting collectively for something that they all want, rather than have two groups with like divergent goals to be voting for the same local in local politics. I'm talking about more. See, this is the funny thing with the House of Representatives. It's local and federal at the same time. So it's kind of an unusual thing. But I mean, can you be clearer as to why you think it's good, what their decision was?
Yeah, I disagree with your premise there that people are members of groups first, or even most importantly, and are other kinds of, the mundane things that people care about are the second most important thing. I really resist that, and I just can't use that as a basis for any reasoning.
And that's not necessarily my reasoning, but that's just one area where people are saying that now you're going to have a group that was happily represented before, which now is going to be disillusioned or less represented because of this recent decision. That's not how I necessarily feel, but that's what a lot of people are saying, just to let you know.
I think there are several standards out there for district generation that are, that I think one of them, if one of them isn't used, then it should be presumptively illegal. These algorithms result in compact districts that are, as contiguous as possible. I think the ability to define districts is another bug in the Constitution. Because,
last time,
yeah.
Can I just what over the years I thought you were a libertarian, and do you think you've moved slightly to the right now? Obviously not MAGA, but more conservative now.
No, I don't think I have, but I'll let other people make that decision. I think I'm as libertarian as I was, if not more so, in many ways.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an interesting. I don't really completely understand when I read about what their opinions were, it was somewhat, I don't know, obtuse is the word. Like when they were talking about race and how it has to be based specifically on race and not necessarily loosely on race. It was a weird one. To me, it didn't seem like, it seemed like it was a lot based on their opinions, not really based on any legal precedent or law. But I don't know. I guess it was a tough one.
Here's where I have trouble with it, because nothing, you know, when you, it's not like anybody is suddenly going to be, you know, do the right thing now that the Supreme Court has thrown this out. So, you know, the problem is that now people might start, you know, gerrymandering, and it's just, I think what needs to be done is that congressional districting needs to be done according to an algorithm, and that's a federal law. And if that law would be seen as unconstitutional, then there needs to be a constitutional amendment to specify how redistricting is done.
Why even redistrict in the first place? What's a fair reason to do so?
Well, you have to redistrict because the population changes in 10 years. So the Constitution basically requires, you know, a census every 10 years, and redistricting occurs as a side effect of that.
So that a state is split into equal factions by population.
Well, a state may get more. Here's what may happen. State may get a bigger population relative to other states, so it may get, it may lose or gain representatives, and when that happens, you lose or gain a district, so you have to redistrict. But it also might happen that the population changes in such a way that it doesn't change the number of representatives, but it you know, you might have more people in one area, and districts should be as best, you know, suited for reasonably equal numbers of people as possible.
So as long as the districts are changed due to population, it should be okay. Even though they're going to try and work it in their way when they do that. But if they're changing it for any other reason outside of that, that's just pure gerrymandering.
Yes, but the courts generally will only intervene for the most blatant gerrymandering, and even then, not always. We in Maryland for a long time, I was personally in the most gerrymandered district you could imagine, where it was like there was a big chunk, and then it squeezed down to a tiny area that went, you know, like 50 miles like that, and then there was another big chunk that it brought in. So,
and that's based on wealth.
Yeah, there's English's outside observation exactly talking about what you were saying.
Yeah. But after the last redistricting, it actually became more compact and reasonable. The Democrats have always been in power here, and in order to maintain their advantage in various ways, they gerrymandered it in a pretty blatant way. They've now increased their numbers so much that they don't need to gerrymander things quite as bad.
And what is the oversight for the process of changing a district? Who decides and how?
It's entirely up to the legislature in Maryland.
So
up until now, though, but appears that after this recent decision, it's going to change things a little.
Well, I mean, there's a racial component to it.
Let me read it real quick. Yeah, exactly. Racial gerrymandering. In a major 6-3 decision, which is completely on conservative and liberal lines, 6-3 here, the Supreme Court struck down a Louisiana congressional map that had created a second majority black district. So I don't really understand. They just decided to have second majority black district as a thing to amplify black voting. I do think that sounds shady. Writing for the conservative majority, Alito argued that the state was not required under Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act to create a second majority minority district. This is the part that I was confused by. The court established a stricter standard for using race in redistricting, essentially telling states they can almost never consider race as a primary factor. Almost never? Like, what kind of a legal term is that? This is a Supreme Court opinion as a primary factor when drawing maps. I just feel like it's a little ambiguous. I kind of find it a little hard to understand, but I know what they're saying. I know what they're trying to get to and what their point is.
The language is important. Almost never means not always. So it means they can do it themselves. So
that's what I mean. It sort of leaves it like open-ended. It's a strange way to say it.
They would have included more than that. That's just this opinion summary. Yes. They would have included, if not metrics, then standards on when it could be used. So
sure.
Almost never means we're not going to say never, but we're not going to give you any hint as to when you'd ever be able to do it. So just think of it as never. And
right,
if you somehow come up with a situation that isn't covered in the rest of the opinion, then give it a go.
Therein lies the difference between one paragraph and 115 pages of opinions. So obviously, yeah, I've never read start to finish an entire breakdown of one of these.
Well, especially Supreme Court opinions. There's a majority opinion. There can be concurring opinions, which concur in part, and sometimes they dissent in part. There are dissenting opinions. It can be hard for experts to figure out who won for some of these opinions.
Yeah,
sadly, on both sides, it's all pretty politics biased on, and the one encourages the other to react. It's just bollocks again, isn't it?
It is. And the funny thing is, in the Supreme Court, there's supposed to be no politics, which is the biggest fucking farce ever because there's obviously politics, but there's no politics there. Give me a fucking break. Of course there is. We see it on both sides. That's why it was rare when, John Roberts had a somewhat dissenting vote on, or his opinion on the, I can't remember what it was called, the name, but it was regarding abortion not long ago. And I thought it was interesting. It's interesting when you'll see one of the justices that's traditionally lib or conservative somewhat falter because of their legal opinion. I find that sort of hopeful when you see that, when it's not always 6-3, 6-3. When it's a whole majority for one, or when
it's not party lines all the way down.
Yeah, occasionally it happens, and that is a good thing.
I've seen a map where it looks like a map of Italy, where it's just like, or Chile, it's like long, thin, it's like a snake. It's like literally they put it together. It's literally just black areas. It's so unnatural. You know what I mean? Compared to like the map as you see it.
Yeah.
But of course, it's all fucking politics, all bollocks.
Well, there's never not going to be gerrymandering until we eliminate the ability of the party in power to decide the district lines. And the way to do that is to make it algorithmic rather than subjective.
So literally let an AI that has no political bias or anything draw lines based off of population and land mass?
well, not, I wouldn't say it's an AI, but just an algorithm that, is understood by all and is not extremely complicated. It just, achieves a certain amount of compactness and equal numbers of people. And that's about it. What more could you do than have sort of minimize the I don't know what you'd call it, the shoreline.
Yeah.
It's few, not many curves, and get equal numbers of people in each one. It's needn't be very conceptually, it needn't be complicated at all.
Do you feel like the electoral college and electorate voting, that style, works for our presidential elections?
I like it. I really do. I like the notion that it's state by state, and it's hard because you have to campaign and win every state.
But wait, you're saying it's okay to break it up state by state and then giving each state a representative amount of points. But with the gerrymandering, you're having an arbitrary group of population just because that area fills a algorithmic grid, if you will. That why wouldn't you just allow the same thing for presidential voting? One vote equals one vote.
Because I like the. Are you asking me why I like it? I think it makes elections more. It incorporates regional issues into elections.
That's my connection here, is what I'm saying, between this gerrymandering thing and the electoral college electorate voting. That by having the collective district be strangely shaped, that maybe it's based on wealth, maybe it's based on race, maybe that gives that collective group more power in their voting together as peers and like similar types, like same likeness, whatever, same social class, however you want to put it. Whereas maybe if you have, people in Westchester, New York might vote differently from people, in whatever, pick your borough, that maybe they shouldn't be in the same district because of that.
I guess you could call it an inconsistency. I don't see it as such, but I'm okay with grouping people by state and region, but not okay with grouping them by race or sex or religion or so on and so forth.
Economic stature,
right. Correct.
Let's say, one community has an average income of 300K and the other is 90,000.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not
think
for that.
They should have the same, they could be in the same voting district. That would have no bearance on it for you.
They could, and they often are.
But sometimes they aren't. That's the point.
It doesn't really matter.
What happens if you rework your settings so that it's literally state and region? Does it cause any chaos where people are going to move because all of a sudden they're not in the vibe that they want to be in anymore from the setting they had before? Is a bunch of that happen?
I don't understand.
Or did they just embrace it?
I guess I'm not quite understanding what you mean by state.
So in other words, for all the gerrymandered setups that there are where it's based off of race or economic stature, when all that gets reset and the districts are reset by an algorithm that only does it based on population and landmass, does that cause a bunch of problems because all the people that had the things the way they wanted it in the gerrymandered sections? That doesn't make sense.
It might if I hadn't had a
I digress. Doesn't matter.
I'm sorry. You have a right to me understanding you, but it's not happening yet.
It's all good.
Do you find he's talking about voting? Or some opinions on voting? Do you think if you get more benefits than taxes, you should be given a chance to vote?
In other words, if you're taking the dole, then you don't get a vote.
Well, if you receive more than you pay in.
If you're on welfare, you can't. I guess I'm breaking out.
You shouldn't be able to vote.
I see your point. There was always a fear when the founders designed the republic that, and I believe it was Ben Franklin who characterized it as democracy is two wolves and a sheep deciding what's for dinner.
Yeah.
There's always a fear that the people who get money will band together and vote just to get more money, basically. And once the enough of the population shifts on that side, it's all over.
Well, that's capitalism.
Well, no,
I mean,
that's
wolves
democracy.
would have to be cannibals at a certain point with that story.
Well, one side of it to get more money is capitalism. That brings me to another thing.
I'm talking about money from the state.
Oh, I see. From the state. Okay. What do you guys think about, like, Kamala wanted to have some sort of an incentive program for, I don't know how the fuck it was going to work, contractors, builders to build more affordable housing for some sort of a bonus tax credit from the federal government. I don't know how that was going to work. No idea. Seems like anti-capitalism to me, but
I don't know the details. I'm sorry.
But she had this plan. Do you think that the housing crisis as it is right now, with people making decent money, not being able to buy, needs some sort of governmental intervention?
Steve, that was angled towards minorities as well, wasn't it? That sort of grant thing they were providing.
I don't recall that aspect of it. But
I mean, these are sort of national goals. I think as long as there's a rational national goal and it's something we can mostly agree to, then yeah, you could use government incentives to do things. I mean, the whole home ownership thing with the elimination, your ability to deduct mortgage interest represents a national goal to encourage home ownership.
And the first-time home buyer credit, as well as first-time home buyer reduced down payment of 3%.
Right.
Thank goodness we were able to use that.
I could argue that from an environmental point of view, that's not necessarily a good philosophy, because we end up turning undeveloped land into developed land, and it never goes back. So we're just paving the country over.
Yeah, right now there's I don't see a bunch of empty houses that can't be sold on the market right now. So I mean, I know it doesn't seem fair because, you're right, a normal young person, can't afford to get a house right now, but we don't, if there was any need for intervention, it would be if there's just, every block has vacant, houses for sale that can't be sold on it, and that don't seem to be the case.
I think the intervention goes the intervention goes the other way, to add inventory. This is the problem. Right. There's no inventory.
The problem is some of these are temporary issues that you are trying to solve with a permanent fix. I own this house, and I bought it when I had kids, and it was kind of right for that. It's not right for that anymore. It's too big. There's millions of people in my boat that will be leaving, getting out of their big house, their family-sized houses, and moving to other smaller units, whether it's, senior housing or whatever. They're going to be moving from family-sized single-family homes to either much smaller single-family homes, or apartments, or condos, or something like that. So, if you just have patience, it might the housing supply may expand dramatically and over the next 20 years.
That's
But
not helpful
in-
for
but in-
people who have young families who are making 180, 200 grand between the two of them, and they're priced out right now. I mean, there's a
Well,
house
I
not far from
understand.
here. There's a house, I'm not lying with these numbers, that's about 840 square feet, which is a cottage. It's small,
Yep.
and it's going for $699.
It's hard to believe, but yeah.
The
That's-
one redeeming factor is it's 7-minute walk to the beach, which
Yeah.
is huge. Maybe 8 minutes if you're slow, but
I mean, in
But-
general, I don't. David, do you want to? You're saying something?
Well, I mean,
I don't understand the
it's
supply and demand. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
it's like, it's our. There's nothing wrong. Like we see it as wrong, but like other countries and stuff, most of their living is in apartments type or one building that houses multiple families, and that's just the way it is.
yeah, but fuck,
And
those are
so-
shithole countries. We're America, bro.
But I mean, that's just that's the way we've been, that's our outlook on it. It's not necessarily right or wrong. I mean, it's not that somebody that grows up in some type of development like that has any less of an opportunity if they have good caring parents that do the
I
best
saw them
for them.
sharing from last Saturday. It is, I'm all right, Jack. We're all right, Jack.
What?
There's
Uh,
some
What
of
I'm
that.
hearing,
I missed what you
hearing
said.
from you in last stands is we're all right, Jack. You're not saying a lot apart from we're all right.
Yeah, meaning you individually are all set. So that's what
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
saying.
Well, I mean, you have to make the right decisions to get to what you think is the right place to be in your life. If you're
I
not-
agree, but I don't think it's a fault of these people. Like I pointed
Yeah,
out,
it's a different time back then. You had it easier. You're much easier to
We
get on
just
the housing
saying-
ladder.
I'm just
I
saying there was people before me that had it harder than I did. And again, people
Yeah, but you
after
were getting
people now are going to
easiest.
have it probably easier. I mean, maybe, but that's just a roll of the dice. And I don't think that we need to have the government step into place to change that. I think that it's a supply and demand thing.
You want your high house prices, obviously.
Well,
No,
it does,
I don't-
It does
it doesn't
help
make a
us with
difference to me.
houses because my shit's through the roof price wise, but it doesn't help with property tax because they use the perceived value of your house to base your property tax on. So now it's
Right.
like way higher.
If they do something about it now when it doesn't need to be a thing to be done something about, they're not going to take it back. It's just going to keep happening, and that's when we don't need it.
Here's my question though: as the youngest generation at the moment in this group, I definitely am experiencing the difficulty in earning money. All right. So how does supply and demand work if all of these homes are for sale and no one can afford it for my generation? I mean, I can understand we can just make better decisions and whatever that was, but there's definitely a disconnect between what the costs are and what we can perform.
So that would mean that basically the entire market is just rich people basically trading their houses that nobody younger can afford.
That's what it feels like.
Well, I mean, that doesn't work. We age. That's the thing. I'm getting older. I won't be able to live in this house at some point, and it's not, it might be 10 years. I don't know, but I can't do it. I'll have to move, and this house will be available. So that
I can
trade
understand that.
system cannot go on forever.
You'll have
I can understand that you're going to have to sell your home, but the cost of that home is still going to be out of the price range of the majority of the youth.
That it depends, because if I do that with 20 million other people, there will suddenly be a glut of houses for sale, and that will drive the costs, the price down.
So you're saying essentially the generation right now that wants houses is fucked until we all get too old to have them.
I'm sure you get the same problem in America as well, where the banks are buying properties, and the reason why they're buying properties is to rent them out and pump the prices up. We've got a big problem in the UK with this, and I'm sure it ain't different in America.
I'm not asking the government to do a bunch of handouts and to make all these houses and do the Kamala deal. I'm just saying, like, the ability, like she said, the ability for the youth to earn money, especially with the change in the economy, the difficulty in getting a full-time job, the difficulty of getting benefits, the difficulty of getting paid fairly. You know, the AI is coming in and taking simple jobs, and it's the job market getting harder to get. There's a lot of kerfuffle going on. And so there's a lot of the youth that basically is just stuck in renting and paying for bills. There's no, it feels like a dead end opportunity unless there's some break that comes along for them because there's no equity.
I guess I
It's okay. You own nothing and be happy. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not happy and I own nothing. So, I mean, I'm just kidding.
You're doing okay.
Yeah, whatever.
I didn't mean it directly for you, but it is. And like I said, it's the World Economic Forum's statement, isn't it? You'll own nothing and be happy.
I'd like to believe that things could be done in a rational way, that housing supply is predictable and people will know what housing supply will be in every year for the next 20 years. And if someone decides that it might be time to nudge the market a little bit, that maybe we do a little bit, but I'd hate to see, politicians, they don't respond to logic. They respond to votes. And I hate to see.
And lobbyists.
I'd hate to see some dumbass bill that causes a tremendous boom in housing construction that as a result in 10 years, there'll be a glut of houses on the market that nobody could sell.
Yeah, but there'll be small houses. They're not going to be big houses, are they? Because the majority of the houses are going to be built now are going to be first-time buyer houses. So they're not going to have like huge driveways, and garages and stuff. They're literally mainly small first-time owner vehicle properties, and sadly, there's not enough of them in the UK. I'm sure in America.
Well,
What about
here in the St. Louis area? There's a lot of homes that could be purchased in the inner city, and the more people, they won't do it. They won't go there. They'll stay in their parents' house or rent instead of lowering their standards in their eyes to. But the more people that would jump on board and move into those places, the less crime there would be, and I think for at least bigger cities, I think that the solution could be occupying some of these houses that nobody wants.
Does the city help though? Give grants to move into these places, sell them super cheap, or what?
I mean, yeah, they sell super cheap because half the houses on the block are vacant or abandoned or crack houses or.
Yep.
Well, basically these properties have got to be for a penny, basically.
I'm sure Last Dances probably knows exactly what I'm talking about because he lives in a city much like mine.
It is. That's true. And it has happened that neighborhoods in Baltimore have the word is gentrified. I don't like that word, but basically abandoned neighborhoods have gradually become used again. Whereas some still, are too dangerous to
right.
drive down the streets.
Well, I have a feeling, and I could be wrong, but I just feel like with the social media the way it is now, I think that some people just have higher standards than they. Like my parents, lived in a shithole when they first got together, and then they bought a house that was a little bit less of a shithole, and then a little bit less of a shithole, and then ended up where I grew up. And I think that people just don't. And maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe they're willing to do that, but I think a lot of people aren't willing to do that at a larger rate than they were when you know, my parents, because stuff was shitty back then. You know, the you know, interest rates were through the roof. It's not the first time.
House prices were way down though.
Well, it's
No, I
also,
don't know. Maybe I don't know.
The first house
I
I
don't
moved
know.
to
I
had
don't know.
was 600 square feet. It was a townhouse. Now, so it was cheap, and I could afford it. Now, nobody builds 600-foot square townhouses now. Even so, it's not. It's there just are none. It's not a matter. You know, I don't know if people would be willing to live in a 600-foot square townhouse. Maybe you're right there.
600 square foot.
If it was new and look good on pictures, they probably would.
So let me ask you
I
this.
see there's shit being built all over the place here, and it's occupied instantly, whether it's apartments or whether it's small houses that are right next to each other, or whether it's a nice big house with a 3-car garage. They're all going up all over the place, and they all fill up right away.
What do you think about?
So I don't know if there's a lack of people building houses.
No, there's a glut of buyers and a lack of inventory. And I'm about to bring up one of the things that's going to contribute to that. And that is not necessarily the financial term of a private equity company, but any version of private equity, be it bank, investor, or what, buying properties for rentals. This is a thing that's happening now. These companies will buy them and just rent them in perpetuity.
Right.
And essentially,
that's capitalism, though. I mean, you know,
Correct.
I mean, you shit on one little part of capitalism, you got to shit on the whole thing. You can't just pick and choose what you shit on.
That's what I said, because wife was talking about that recently, and even I think she said JD Vance or one of them was saying that this needs to stop. But how do you stop that? That's free market. That's free trade. It's there for sale. You can buy it, whether you're worth $50 billion and you're funded by, TD Bank North, or you're fucking Joe Aphidlip coming in from, the left with 300K. It doesn't matter who you are. It's fucking.
You trying to dox me, bro?
Yeah, exactly.
When companies get too big and they corner the market, they do stop monopolies, don't they? They take action to stop certain companies.
Yeah, but monopoly is different. That doesn't exist with real estate, as far as I know.
Well, of course it's not a monopoly. A monopoly is when one entity, has power. This is multiple entities. Even individuals like us that are buying.
I literally just fell asleep.
We're part of the entity because we're individual homeowners.
Right.
But yeah, it's.
I mean, shit will figure itself out. If there's a need for somebody to do, take some property and build some houses that are cheap for homeowners to be able to afford, and a bank to make it profitable to loan money to these people, then they'll do it.
Yeah, have you got banks in America buying up property, even keeping them empty, just to keep prices up and rent up?
I don't think so.
I
I
don't
think
know
that they
if
would have to buy so many of them. I don't see any empty houses.
No, I think that there's firms that are buying real estate up. I don't know that I will call them banks, but they're backed by banks. I think what he's saying is right, but it's a little more complex than what he's saying.
Well, I don't think he's saying they're keeping them empty to.
No, not keeping them empty. They rent them. They rent them for $3,000 a month. And the
right. I agree with that. But keeping them empty,
payments like 20, maybe let's say it's like 29. It's a wash. They're not making much, but it doesn't matter. They're covering those mortgages. You invest a little extra money into each of those properties. Once they're paid off, all that rent is what you call gravy in the business. That's fucking free money once you own the house. And if you have 40,000 houses, now you're really making some dough. That's how you buy an income with real estate. It's the classic "it takes money to make money" scenario. None of us
I mean, if
here
you
are
wanna
buying
do- if you
houses
wanna-
to rent them because you'll go broke. But if you have a whole big giant pile of money as cushion, you can do it. And after you work it all out after 10, 15 years, then you're in the big time club.
If they want to do first time buyers lower interest rates programs like they've done, that's fine. I don't care about that. Besides that, going too much further than that, I'm not on board with.
I agree. I think we took advantage of that here, which is great when you're buying it. You're like, yeah, woohoo, low down payment. And then as your mortgage payment goes along, you're like, fuck, I wish we would have put more down. Because over time, somehow the mortgage payment creeps up, property taxes go up, interest rates never change, but I don't know. It's like, when you realize, I don't know if you have heard this, you guys, but if you put an extra mortgage payment or two per year towards the principal only, you can shave multiple years off a 30-year mortgage. But if you put that money down at the beginning, you're not actually going to shave any years. You're only going to reduce it by $10 a month or something that you're not even going to feel. So the real way to do it is to strategically put more money down towards the principal after you sign the loan. Then you reduce the overall length of it because the principal comes down. Very, nobody does it though. Once you have your mortgage payment, you just ride it out. Aphid, have you ever put a cent over your mortgage payment towards your mortgage?
No.
We've talked about it. Nobody fucking does it.
I mean, with credit cards and stuff, I've paid more
Right.
than
Those are higher interest, so those ones
Right.
you have motivation to pay down.
So I always goal towards paying off what I don't even pay attention to what the note is. I pay attention to who's got the highest interest rate, because that's
Exactly.
always
Smart man. Keep those 20%ers down, or
That's right.
zero if you can.
I'm out of here, lads. I'm dropping.
I'll see you.
All right, we'll see you, man. Take
All right,
care.
Just talking to you, buddy. Have a great week.
No, buddy.
I mean, I got a friend who doesn't buy anything ever outside of his LL Bean card, and he's getting fucking gift cards every other month for $100. It's the way to do it if you can manage your shit super tight,
Yeah. The plan you were talking about with Kamala Harris is that she was aiming to I'll just read it. Kamala Harris's 2024 housing plan aimed to address the U.S. housing shortage by targeting the construction of 3 million new homes for both renting and buying over 4 years, while using tax incentives for builders and contractors and other supply side measures. So basically, it sounded like tax credits for builders that somehow benefited them to do that. It doesn't make sense the more I read it.
It doesn't. And also, you read an important section of that when you said renting houses. Renting a house is paying somebody else's mortgage.
Yes. And my generation's in the position where we're almost taking out a mortgage to rent. So we're fucked.
Right.
I rented for a
feeling
long
hard.
time when I was young.
Yeah.
Well, I did in college too. We got a big old farmhouse for $900, split between 4 guys, $225 a month. It was great. Best
Right,
rental of my life.
When you're in the 1,000 to 1,500 rental range now, and you're earning basically that, and you have all the other bills, like car phone, all these things, that it locks you in for a very long time until you can catch a break.
Oh.
And usually while you're doing that, the rent continues to go up. Like every year, they're like, "Oh, we're just gonna put another 50 on there. Oh, we're just going up by 100." It's like at a certain point, it's like just fucking shove a leash up my ass,
Yeah, that's how rentals work. A little 3% here, a little 5% there, and then 5 years later, it adds up to 20% increase.
So I don't know how the how it's going to work for the wages aspect of things. Yeah, I know everybody can go and try and grind harder, get better jobs, but it's an interesting economy right now.
Sure.
It's a pretty shitty economy right now.
Yeah. We don't drive as much. In fact, I just had to deal with the car situation. You know how we had that RV car situation?
Yeah.
Well, yesterday.
Well, you could give these guys like a quick 5-second summary of the RV car situation.
All right,
I
so
know
we're
it
on
was
vacation
hell.
with the RV, and
What kind of
instead going
RV?
and doing stuff, huh?
I grew up with RVs. What kind of RV?
My dad's got a
Like
Sprinter Winnebago.
describe it.
Sprinter
Oh,
Winnebago.
Nice.
So the back of this model has 4 wheels on 1 axle, and the inside wheel on the right was flat. So I had to go through the whole process of AAA. They said they don't cover it with our plan, right? So then you call insurance. Insurance sends somebody out that says we can't do this. It's an RV, and then AAA
Do
calls
what?
us and says,
What do they? What do you need to do?
they can't pull the tire and replace the stem or pump the tire up or anything.
Oh,
So basically,
you got a flat tire and you're on the side of the road and you were trying to fix it.
we were at the cabin, luckily, but it was we asked
It was the
insurance to
stem
come out.
valve, right?
We found out it was the stem valve after we tried to pump it up. Yeah. So
Was it leaking out of the place where you put the hose in? Like the
no,
thing
it was literally at the bottom of the stem.
How would you patch that? I don't even know if that's
You take
possible.
you pull the stem and replace the stem.
Oh, and you contact cement it into place inside from the inside. Okay.
Right. So long story short, I got absolutely screwed by insurance, and I'm just trying to help my dad, right? This is all his stuff, but I'm the middleman that communicates, right? And just the absolute screw job of all that. Okay, we finally get home, right? And as the day before I come home, Sarita's like, "Hey, the car's making a strange noise." I'm like,
Oh, no.
"Yes." So we get home, I check it. It doesn't make any noise for me, right? So she drives, and then the next day she sends me a film of the sound, and it's definitely knocking, right? It just sounds like a flat, but it's a knock. And so me and my dad both get in the car and we go for a drive, and we finally get the noise. So we bring it into the barn, we jack it up, we take the skirt off, we look at it. All we could find was on one side, there's a housing, plastic bushing housing for the shaft, and it was broken. So we thought it was clicking against itself. So, Dad makes the call, right? He's the mechanic. You should be good at like 4 or 6 months. So I was like, all right, Sarita, go to work with it. Next day on the way home from work, I get a call with Sarita broken down and freaked out because she just had to drive off the road because the wheel fell off of the wheel hub. And she literally went down on it, and she had to drive off into the grass. Luckily, she was close to home and it was safe, right? But I get there, and I can send you guys pictures, but the wheel, all 5 of the lug nuts came out at the same time, and they were tight. We checked it. So they all come out at the same time. The rotor falls down on the inside of the rim and literally cuts it in half, and then falls into it and locks the wheel as she goes off the road.
Wow.
So
what was it? The CV joint, the axle? What the hell broke?
Well, lug nuts just literally came out of the wheel. There was no failure whatsoever. And the way that it fell down and locked into it, there was basically 0 damage to the wheel well.
That's fucked
So
up.
I have another rim coming, and I have the lug nuts, and I'm going to get a tire put on next week, and I'm going to put it all back together, and we're going to, hope for the best. But there's another insurance experience where it's like, I call them up and it's like, hey, this is what happened. Is there any way, shape, and form you cover this? Because it was a freak occurrence. This is a well-maintained vehicle. It doesn't make sense. And they're like, it's better if you just cover it yourself, because if you make a claim, then we're going to basically send your insurance costs up by $600 a pay cycle, which is more than it costs for me to fix it myself.
That's right. That's classic insurance.
It's like, I have to legally have you, but if I need to use you, I'm screwed.
That's right. That's now I'm kind of well versed with insurance regarding properties. Don't ever call or use your insurance that insures your property unless it's absolutely necessary. You will be fucked forever if you try to get money out of them. This is the new trend. I'm just
That's
giving
the
you a
new
little-
trend. Don't ask for insurance to do anything ever. That's the new
Ever.
old trend.
Yes. You
So
keep your prices low and pay for everything out of pocket unless it's like a massive pipe burst, 50 grand water damage. Then you're probably going to make out better by using insurance. But if it's like 5 grand, 10 grand, work it out yourself.
the one thing I
There.
want to relate towards the cost of our grandparents versus us, I had to give in and buy a new vehicle, right? So there's a new vehicle that's going to CarMax, and the price of this vehicle is the same price that my grandfather paid to build his house.
Sure.
And you're like, and it's in the teens, right? It's not like 30 grand. I'm not wealthy, right? It's just what we're paying now for a used vehicle is what our elders paid for a house.
Yeah, but of course, wages have increased since then. So,
Yeah, those are $1940 versus $2026.
right, the offset should be
It
somewhat.
sounds like they had a nice house. Is what I'm thinking.
Was it a
It
craftsman or
wasn't
did he
ugly.
do
He's
it
a good
himself?
builder, but
Was it a craftsman house or did he do it himself?
he built it himself. But he's a I would say he's a more of a king of all trades kind of guy.
But when I say craftsman house, at one point Sears, you could go and you could buy an entire fucking house, and they would deliver all the timbers, bags of concrete, and everything, and then the plans, and then that was it. You got it delivered, and then you put it together yourself. And these houses are beautiful. They're really.
I'd have to ask him. His was a chalet that was built into the side of a hill, so I don't think so, but it's possible.
Chalets are nice. I love them. Chalet usually a steep A-frame roof, like a really steep pitch. Very cool. Because
Yeah.
a chalet was generally built in ski country or high mountains, so you'd have to have no.
Have you ever been inside one?
Oh yeah, we used to rent them when I was a kid in the summer.
We almost bought one, and the because of that roof, it made it the storage and rooms, not my favorite style of house.
They're awkward, but they're cool in the mountains.
They're cool if you rent them or
Yeah,
you're like
exactly.
staying in
They're
one.
fun. Yeah.
But I wouldn't
Yeah.
want to live in one. And they
Nice.
look so cool. They look so cool from the outside. It was like, oh yeah, let's get this house. And then once we got inside of it, and we're like, oh my god,
Reminds me of the
a lot of the square footage is not usable because of that roof.
Yeah, it's vertical. Reminds me of the old rap lyric. It's a nice place to visit, but a better place to rob. What am I thinking? What is that? Is that Beasties?
I don't know. It doesn't sound familiar to me.
Minimum wage in Pennsylvania in 1950 was $1 an hour. So in North Carolina right now, minimum wage I think is
$1 an hour.
$7.50. So
That's what it is now.
in North Carolina, $7.50 is minimum wage.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
15
take
here.
a car price from back then and times it by 15, and that will give you if
Yeah,
it was
it's-
unfair or not.
It's 15 an hour here is minimum wage now. Can't pay any
And
less.
that would be a used car, right?
I'll be right back.
Yeah, it might be under
Urination.
$1,000.
Numero tray.
A used car price. Blah, blah, blah. Popularly used frequent models sold for $1,000 to $1,500. So let's say $1,000.
Well, then, you times that by 15, you got $15,000. So, see, you got to put things in perspective. You're not it's not as off as you think it is.
For one of these
What's
times,
up,
we should do a prank and all leave.
While he's going to the bathroom,
He's going to the bathroom. We can come back in, but
let
I'd
him
love to
sweat
see
it
his
out.
reaction.
He'll probably be like, "Well, boys."
Yeah, that might be it.
Sorry, 15,000.
You can get a decent used car for 15,000 for sure.
Yeah, I'm used to paying less than 5,000 Australian for a used car. So this
Well,
hurts
our
a
standard,
lot.
the difference in the two standards of the used cars is slightly different in this situation. She was happy. She was more than happy with the $2,000 vehicle that I could get. I just didn't want to go get wheels off the side of the road anymore.
Yeah, but then we could just anyway spend the money to fix it a little bit. Anyway.
Okay.
I just wanted to show you this because I thought you'd appreciate it.
Hello, Sarita. It's good to hear your voice.
Hello.
I saw her.
This is a real ad? No, that's not a real ad.
I made a list of topics.
What's happening? Everyone duck? What? Someone fire a missile? What happened?
I don't know why she said that. I thought you were going to throw something. I don't know.
No, I mean, maybe she's talking about the unbelievable distance I can urinate.
And I thought maybe that was it too.
That's probably not it. Generally not her modus operandi to talk about that sort of thing anyways. So what were you guys getting into while I was in the driveway?
We were talking about pranks that we could play on you.
Yeah, while you were gone. But it's pretty much a blank slate. So if you got something good.
Yeah. There's no point denying it because you could just play it back and hear us.
Well, I won't, though.
Yeah.
That would screw me all up. Within 5 minutes, I'd accidentally end the pub. Who knows what would happen?
That's what I said. That's what I said.
That's what Avid said.
Remember I did that once? How the hell did I pull that off?
I don't know what you were.
I had it opened on my phone and on the screen, and somehow I fucking closed my phone and ended the pub. Something bizarre.
I want to do the math real quick with Avid. So
math it up.
All right.
So a used car for $1,000, right? And let's divide that by the minimum wage of $1. That equals 1,000. All right.
Well, you said that a minute ago. You said the minimum wage was $1 an hour back then.
$1
and
an
now
hour. So
I think it's close to $15 an hour.
So you'd say
here at 7.5.
$7.
We're going with the average. I'm just saying if we go with the averages of those states, 1,000 divided by 1 is 1,000. But
so
the vehicle
1,000 hours to buy that car.
Right. So now it's $15,000 for a vehicle divided by the minimum wage of 7.5, and that equals 2,000.
What? It's only $7.50 minimum wage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where?
That's how it is down there
in North Carolina. So what I'm saying is there is a difference. It's twice the amount of work to get.
What's the average minimum wage across the country though? It ain't $7.50.
California and New York are going to skew that like a motherfucker, though.
No, well, I know, but you Googled the average minimum wage. Did you Google the average minimum wage where you lived? Because that's half of what it is, I think, everywhere else.
Is this really apples to apples? I thought you said the $1 an hour was in Pennsylvania.
The average across all 50 states is $10.74 an hour.
$10.74.
The floor is $7.25. $7.25.
That's
20 states still adhere to the federal minimum wage. The federal minimum wage is $7.25.
So that's still 396 more hours worked for the same used car.
What about Pennsylvania?
Washington, California,
what's Pennsylvania? Because that's what you were
minimum
doing.
Wage?
Pennsylvania. Yeah, what's minimum wage in Pennsylvania right now?
All right, give me Pennsylvania minimum
7.25.
No way. Come on.
And that matches the federal
People
minimum.
Doesn't lie.
People who live in Philadelphia are
Okay,
make.
According to
That's
18
50.
websites, and I like this AI because it actually shows them, and one of them is the Commonwealth of PA. It's $7.25 an hour in PA.
That's ridiculous.
And it saves the previous conversations, and the leaders are Washington State at 16.28, Cali at 16, and Connecticut at 15.69.
I mean, and
bad.
even if New York has high numbers, like they literally are declaring bankruptcy in New York City right now. The budget crisis and all
Give me
that.
the
So,
highest cost of living state. Highest cost of living state,
it's got to be New York.
Hawaii.
Wow.
And my
And it's hard to
motherfucker,
earn money in Hawaii. It is really hard.
my motherfucker is number 2.
What is it there? What is it there?
Well, it just lists them in rank, and I'm number 2, driven by extreme housing costs.
Congratulations.
We're 15. I thought that was I honestly thought that was probably about the average across the country.
Enjoy it, man.
No,
Yeah,
I don't enjoy it because the only thing that affects me is my son telling me that, you know, when he works for me, I have to pay him $15 an hour.
Well, you better do
know
a
what
good job and double
know
your
what you-
production.
You can tell him, yo,
Well,
bust.
Massachusetts is only 15.
You could just tell him, go bust your ass at Jack in the Box, and you can really work for it, or you can come work for me.
Well, yeah, he was gonna do that, and I'm like, dude, you're gonna have to fucking work on Saturday afternoons, and you know, every
it'd be good
night.
for him. Aphid, it'd be good for him.
I mean, he can go there. I would rather have him available when I need him, though, because
Yeah, I hear
lot
you,
more
but think
convenient.
about it. It'd be good for him to branch out and have to see what it's
we're
like.
thinking
to
what's
fucking-
better for me, not what's better for him. Come on.
But
Imagine all the
what-
drug connections he could get from Jack in the Box.
No, but I'm thinking
Mm.
he'll realize.
That's another. Honestly, that's another thing that we have thought about is what
I
he'd be
worked at
exposed to.
McDonald's, so
He was wanting to
realized-
work there for a while. I was like, dude, go get your fucking job up there. See how much you want to work with me if you go work at McDonald's.
Exactly. It's real world training.
Yeah.
That's what I realized when
I don't
worked
think it will.
there.
I don't think it will last, but
It sucked. Somebody I knew from Little League came in with their parents to buy a bunch of burgers. I ran to the back to fucking hide. I was like embarrassed that I worked there. So like, then I realized after that it wasn't worth it. You know, like
he was telling me he wanted to work at this one place because his buddy worked there. I'm like, dude, I did the whole I'm gonna work there because my buddy works there thing, and I never saw my buddy.
Right.
It's not like I'm just hanging out with him all night, you know. That's not how it works. But he doesn't know that because he hasn't done it.
So here was my experience today. Tell me if you guys have had one similar. I went to a restaurant. It's one of these, you know, it's not fast food, but it's fast-ish food.
Yeah, what do they call that? Fast casual. That's
Fast
what they call it.
casual, yeah.
Clearly has a lot of. It's a kind of a hippie place, I'm guessing.
Well, no, it was called Quick Way Japanese Hibachi.
Weird. Okay.
So
sounds good.
Yum, yum
You got my
sauce.
interest.
I was going to order the tofu hibachi, which is basically tofu and veggies. The veggies are cabbage, carrots, and broccoli.
I'd
and
eat that.
rice.
I'd eat that.
I'd eat it.
I like all those things. So
What about
I
yum
got
yum
that.
sauce?
So first, the guy comes up. I get up
Has
there,
eggs in it.
and I smell weed coming from the back.
All right.
Mm.
Not the edge of the world, but not a
Loser.
positive sign.
Not a positive sign. Really?
Really. So the guy, I say, tofu hibachi, and he says, he just barely speaks English. Chicken and tofu?
What was
I
he
said, no,
again?
no chicken.
Chinese, Japanese,
Japanese. He was
a real Jap.
No,
He was
wasn't.
Vietnamese. He was
He
Vietnamese,
was-
most
no,
likely.
he was like he was Hispanic, I think.
Oh, he was Hispanic. Okay.
A
So
beater.
he kept saying chicken and tofu. I said, no, tofu, no chicken, tofu only. And we did this like 5-6 times.
Mm.
And then he rang up chicken and tofu.
Oh.
So
That's frustrating.
I guess he was new. So the other guy was kind of watching over him. And the other guy looks at him and he says, you just want tofu, right? And I said, yes, just tofu. So he said something to the other guy, and it got changed to tofu. And I, my order proceeded to get done, and I said, I want it to go.
Oh God,
And
that's complicated for this guy.
So, I guess he heard me as he cooks it, and then at the end, he put it together. He says, "To go," and I said, "Yes, to go." But then he walks away, and does something else. And the other guy, the first guy I talked to, didn't understand a word. He asks me, "To go?" I say, "To go." And finally, I get my food and I leave. But it was so painful.
Did you call ICE after and say, "Listen, these guys"?
No,
I don't know
I
about
didn't.
these guys. All right.
Can you turn the text off so we can see Last Dance and not through the?
I don't know if I can.
I can't do that.
Sure, I can. Just like that.
Oh,
There,
it's him.
see?
It's him that has the text up.
Yeah.
He likes it.
Oh,
Because that way I can keep the screen full and still see.
I
the
get it,
comments.
but at this late in the game, you don't need to
Right,
see that
right.
shit.
There's no comments.
Cost of dying is not a typical component of cost of living indexes. English bottle cap. That's a somewhat philosophical thought. And then Cup of Tea follows up with one of his thoughts. Classic. All right. Anybody else? Hey, RW, do you have any subs tonight? Jets?
Yeah. I got
tons. I got tons.
Oh, you do? Wait,
I
RW.
did. I
hold-
wrote list. I got
What?
tons.
Go ahead.
What the hell are you
I
just
got,
sitting there
last
for?
week I didn't.
We're
I always
talking
have
Last
about
week I didn't
tofu
even go
and,
through any of them.
Go. Let's go. Aphid.
Yeah, Aphid, go.
All right, I'll go with the
I'll-
one that
I'll-
I got. I had to leave here a little while ago. Well, now it was still light outside, so it was an hour and a half ago. But so my dog, the big one, got. My wife thought that she was eating grass out there because she does that when she's sick. So I look out there and it looks like it's white or something, and I'm like,
God.
that can't be like foam,
Oh no.
And
Rabies?
so I'm looking and I'm like, what is this? So I walk out there and she puts down whatever was in her mouth, and then she puts her head to the ground and just starts like going back and forth like this, like she did something wrong.
It's a rabbit. He was eating a rabbit.
It was a baby rabbit. It was
It was
a
a
baby
rabbit.
rabbit.
Yeah.
So I go out there and it's still doesn't even have its eyes open yet. It's really small. It's not slimy or anything. It's got to be at least a week old, I would say, because
Was it alive?
Yes, it looks too large to have just freshly come out of. Bunnies are small, so I'm just guessing this thing's been around for at least a week, probably.
Was it savable?
Well, so we brought her inside. She was ashamed. She did wrong.
Is it savable?
Oh, I mean the fucking rabbit, not the
I know.
dog.
I'm getting to that. So then we attended to the rabbit, and at first it was motionless, and then I didn't want to touch it or anything because I don't know what the protocol is with. I think it's birds or rabbits, one of the two. Like if you touch it, then the mom doesn't, take care of it after that. I know that there's some kind of something out there that's like that. So I didn't know if it was a rabbit or not.
But you have a
And
million pairs of gloves like nitrile or latex for
Well,
you.
yeah, I guess I could have, if I wanted to go through all that.
Well, I
Jesus.
know how you deal with dog poop. You said you don't even wear gloves when
Right.
you handle dog shit. So a
Barehand
rabbit
that.
might as well be next to godly for cleanliness. All right.
So
continue.
so I didn't know what to do, and so we contemplated what to do, and it came back around, and it was getting better and better as time went on. It didn't seem like it was injured. Now my other dog, Chip, the little one, he's famous for snapping necks. That's all he does. He just goes in, snaps its neck real quick, drops it, and leaves. Wants nothing to do with it. He just wants to kill it right away.
I did my
and just
job. That's
leave
my
it.
job.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Multiple times it's happened with him. But the bigger one, she's more of a player, and So I was like, I think she probably just like kind of whipped it around a little bit. And maybe, and after some time, 15 minutes, it was starting to move a little bit. After an hour, it was kind of crawling around a little bit. So I didn't know what to do. And I, we have a dog food. That's a topic for another day. Anyway, so we have a invisible fence around our backyard because I don't like the shocking the dog, but with our backyard situation and a dry creek, there's not much. We can't put a physical fence in because it would clog with leaves and stuff as soon as it would start raining. So really, it's the only option I can see that we can do.
You had that installed? You hired a company?
Fuck no, I did it myself.
Good man. I knew it.
And anyway, so we contemplated what to do, and we came up with what would you guys do in that situation? Because if I let my dog back out, she was just sitting there staring at where did you put bunny was.
So now you have the rabbit in hand.
No, I don't have it in my hand. I never touched it. It was
not in hand. You have the rabbit in your possession.
Yes.
And
it's under our care.
What would I do? I would assess the rabbit for its state of injury.
Right.
I would walk outside. I would walk outside of the fenced-in area, find it in the direction where you found it, assuming the mother is out there somewhere.
Well, that's what my thought was.
Put it down in a tuft of grass, and say a little like 3 or 4 words so you don't seem like a cold, heartless bastard, and then walk away and never think of it again.
Right. Well, that's what we did.
Okay.
RW, you are more of a outdoorsman than I would consider myself. What do you think the proper thing to do in that situation is?
For the bunny?
Release
it back into the wild and just let nature take care of it.
Right.
Well,
right
that's
in the area where
I said we can't do because she wanted to put it in a box or something. I'm like, that's a death sentence. We can't do that. I'm like, it has more of a chance leaving it where it is and letting our dogs back out than it does if we put it in a box and try to take care of it ourselves. I feel like no matter what, it's going to kill it.
I mean, which of you is going to breastfeed it?
Yeah, exactly. Well, you can milk anything with nipples.
That's what I'm thinking.
You have 2 ways to look at this. You have the one way, which is this animal can't fend for itself. It will definitely die. I'm going to call a game warden, and they'll bring it to a rehab center. Or you have I think this thing has a solid chance. I'm going to put it back out in the brush. And then there's also the factor of there's 50 billion fucking bazillion rabbits everywhere, and it's not exactly.
Well, I told her that it's
not like it's an owl. If it's an owl, I'm
the
like,
worst case situation. She was just telling me how we have a lot of hostas because we got a lot of shade, and hostas grow good in shade, and we have a lot of hostas, and the rabbits have just decimated our hostas this year. And I said, think of it as a good thing if the worst case scenario is this rabbit is out of the population, then it's a good thing for the well-being of our, plants in the backyard. So we'd made that decision. Well, fast forward to when the show started. I'm sitting here, and we let me back up. We went and tried to find. Back? No, we went and tried to find. We went and tried to find the maybe the hole where this rabbit was. And can you hear him in the middle of this story? I'm telling this story, and you're gonna.
But you're doing it wrong.
Did he go back to check on the rabbit?
He's getting the rabbit out of the. He's getting the rabbit out of the fridge.
He's got the body. He's going to show us the rabbit body.
She was out. She was up. She was upstairs, so she didn't know I was in the middle of the rabbit. He was getting
a brew for his lady. That's the brew fridge back there.
So anyway,
you have a privacy curtain for the beer fridge, so she.
Well, yeah, I know. And so we couldn't find. Well, I thought that we found, in the leaves from fall, in the we haven't put all our mulch down yet, so there's areas that are still have leaves from last fall in them, and there was a couple spots that were dug out that looked like it possibly was where the rabbit came from. And she's like, Well, I feel like there'd be like a rabbit hair, in the hole.
Oh,
And I
jeez.
kind of agreed with her, but I was like, nah, this is where it came from.
Fucking Jane
Anyway,
Goodall over here. She's looking for rabbit hairs.
She was right, and there was more rabbits because when I was on the show, my dog went back out there, and the same exact thing happened. She went back to where she got the other one and got his little brother or whatever, and she's shaking it around out there. So I go, and this one seemed like, I don't know. I mean, I hope for the best, but this one seemed a little more damaged. There was no visible damage, but I couldn't see his belly moving. So I picked him up and I held him. He was still warm. And I don't know. So I went out to where we put the other one, out of the range of the fence. And this time there was rabbit hair laying all around where this new
it's a
brother
murder
was.
scene.
I know.
Your dog.
So I
fucking
collected
Jeffrey
all that.
Dahmer.
I collected all of the fur and put it around both. And it was so sad too, because the one is he's doing better. I think he could possibly make it. He's little, but maybe a day or two if he can.
Where is it?
It's out of. I don't want to tell you because you'll go out and kill the rat. No, it's
All right,
just
you
out
have
of
it in the house. Did you make a small?
No. It's out of the range. It's
At
out.
this point,
well,
I'm starting to
give
think
me the
maybe you
picture.
should have a small infirmary.
It's out of the range of the fence. So, and we were hoping that
An
the
incubator.
mother would see it on its way back in, because we knew what direction the mother went into. So we were hoping
The hawk
maybe
saw it,
when the
though.
mother came back into her yard, she would pass it and see her fur, because the fur, and the one that was doing good just laid his head on the side of the one that seemed like it was dead and was just laying there, like with his head, resting on the belly of this. I think it's his brother that's now dead. I think
Well, they
it's
both
dead.
probably
Nathan can't
have.
pick the topics anymore.
I mean, they have like these things got chucked around by your dog. I know the dog's name.
Yeah.
But I don't want to dox your dog.
Yeah,
so.
you would dox my dog. I've thought about that. Like, if anybody knows, they'll come in my yard and call her by her name, and
Right.
she'll be like putty in their arms.
Yeah. Well, you
Hey,
named the other
Anyway,
one.
go on.
You named the gimpy one. You
Well,
said
he ain't gonna intimidate nobody.
It's
Yeah,
about
you're-
the size of a baseball, right?
Yeah, Chip's days of intimidating anybody is over.
Can he run still?
Yeah, he can still, because like sometimes he gets, like when it's, because he follows me everywhere, and when it's
How's
time to go
his
to bed,
stair
I'll tell
use?
him.
Can he get up the stairs?
Yeah, he can still get up the stairs.
Well, there
He
was
can't
a
get on the
time
bed
when you-
anymore.
There was
That's
a time
true,
when you
but
told us
both
that
my
you were-
dogs are that way. They injure themselves in the backyard, and they just need to just need to take it easy for a while, and the scar tissue builds up on whatever joint or leg that they've injured, and
Right.
they make it back around. Because my brother-in-law, he's always like especially when the big one, because he's had these tendon surgeries done on. He's got a similar dog, and they're thousands of dollars.
What do you
And I'm
mean?
like,
the cost of the dog
to
Or
get
the
these
surgery?
surgeries.
Oh, Jesus! Fuck
And I'm
that.
just like, man, it's happened like a dozen times. You just, let them go for a while. They're limping, and you feel bad for them, but after a period of time, it comes back, and they're, they're fine.
But you haven't dropped that kind of cash, have you?
Fuck no. There's a
But it
limit.
came up before.
I've
This was a
said
big-
before there's a limit that I won't go across. Now, I can't say
well,
that
when
when,
I
that
came
limit
up-
gets pushed in my face, I won't cross it, because I
Well,
probably will if it's life or death.
when I brought this whole subject up before, wife came out to me and was like, "Yo, that was straight up mean. What is wrong with you?" And I'm like,
Right.
"We're talking about thousands of dollars here." These
Well,
animals
thousands I'm
only-
on board with, but I feel like you were like $100. I ain't
No, $100
taking the dog
no,
to the
but
farm.
I guess you're adding in like mitigating factors, like the age of the dog. How
Mhm.
much more joy is the dog going to give in relation to how many shits you have to pick up? It's a
In all
fairly
reality, you can't answer that question though. When you have a dog that you love for, if it's a life and death situation, it kind of determines on how financially stable I am at that point in time. Because I'm willing to, it's sometimes or another be like, fuck it, no, I'm not gonna, if there's some kind of way to save the dog, I might be willing to drop the cash.
If you had $750,000 of totally
Wow.
expendable cash. Hold on,
I
this is
don't
my
think-
scenario. Let's just say if you weren't who you are, you had
Right.
an extra account that came, and right now, after taxes, everything said it had 750 grand. You had a dog that's 10 years old. The breed of the dog lives to traditionally 11, 12 tops, right?
Yeah.
And you love the dog, and a vet tells you we can do an $80,000 surgery, and it will most likely be successful for about another year.
Yeah.
Would you do it?
Man, the me side of me says, fuck no, I ain't gonna do that. But
It's
when
not
you're put in
mean.
that no, the me.
Me. Okay.
Put the
I-
me and mean.
Yeah, but when when I'm in that situation and you got when you got that relationship built with that little guy, because I know Chips, he can see the finish line. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's in sight for him, and
Sure.
it's tough, and he's got a condition where he can't have. It's like for me, it's like I wish all my dogs would have it because it's a blessing in disguise. Where he can't have anything done to him because he's got some kind of condition, so
Sure.
he can't even get shots and stuff anymore. But
So
if
just make
something,
his
I know if
exist-
something happens to Chip, there's no amount of money we can spend on him to save him because he
Right,
can't
right. So
physically have the thing.
get the guy his own ribeye once in a while. Make it a nice
Right.
life for him. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you still didn't answer my hypothetical.
Well, I said I don't know. I would have to be in that situation because I like the me. What I was saying was, I would say no, absolutely not. But if I
Okay,
have
okay.
if I have that much money,
That's not a lot of money.
Well, I mean, that portion, that percentage of the amount of money that I do have might be, in my opinion, at that point in time, less important as my relationship with keeping that dog around.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, it seems absurd. It seems completely absurd. But when you're faced with that situation, I mean, it is almost, it's the next level. I'd almost say that it's a higher level than like a good friend is. Your relationship with your dog is probably higher than a relationship with like one of your best friends, for sure.
It was for me, and there was another dynamic, which is that I felt like he depended on me.
Yeah.
He was, he's helpless, and he totally dependent on me. He can't. It's not like he can go off and do something on his own to save himself. So it's
What breed was it?
for me.
Yeah.
It was a mutt. I have no idea what the mix was. It was some husky, some other things.
Ooh, husky cross. That's always nice. Different colored eyes.
No.
Pointed ears like a husky.
Yeah, pointed ears.
Was it a libertarian?
No.
Yeah, when you get pointed ears in a dog,
He was a liberal.
When you don't have to pin them, I like that. I don't like pinned ears like Doberman ears when they're pinned. Floppy eared Doberman is awesome.
But if you have the means to extend that life of that dog, and I don't buy this. I hear some people are like, well, the dog's suffering or something like that. Well, people suffer. If I'm suffering, I don't want somebody to give up on me and be like, give them the shot.
Don't say ouch.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I don't buy that, oh, well, the dog will fake it he'll go through a lot of pain for your, I'm not buying that.
Well, so
You
will
don't know
people.
that.
People would rather be
Right.
alive and
That's what I'm
somewhat,
saying. I can't know that
yeah.
he wouldn't rather be alive. If he wasn't, he would give up too.
It's like the skit from the Monty Python and the Search for the Holy Grail. But I'm not dead. You're close enough.
Yeah. Just a flesh wound.
You know, like bring out your dead. Like,
Bring out
but
your dead.
Last Dance, did I interrupt you when you were giving us a potential allegory about your deceased canine?
I don't think so.
All right, so you got all of that out.
Either that or I forgot what I was going to say. It's equivalent.
I sidetracked him. That was my bad.
A fair trade. Either forgot or doesn't matter. TSA dogs may not have pointy ears, only floppy. Interesting.
Wonder if that's an intimidation thing.
No idea. I'll be flying in about 20 days or so.
Oh yeah, where are you going? Do you mind saying?
Florida. My brother bought me a trip for my 50th, which is coming up.
Very nice
Can
of
you
you.
believe it?
Brother B.
You look good
50.
for 50.
A lot of people say that.
Yeah. As a man, I feel comfortable enough with myself to let you know. You look good for 50.
Yeah, I've caught some of that recently. People are like, you're kind of blondish, brownish, no grays. I like.
Yeah.
My dad's 92 and longevity runs in the family, and they're all wild men. You know, my grandfather was hiding whiskey at like 85 years old and sneaking like spoons of ice cream like in his last year of life. Like my uncle would show up at the house and Grandpa Al would be, you know, drunk and chowing ice cream. That's just our way, man. It's not good, but we live long. Hopefully,
Yeah. Why is it good?
I don't know.
What's not good about
Hopefully
it?
we'll
That sounds-
straighten out.
That sounds sick as hell. That sounds like every man's dream.
Yeah.
Really?
I
Well,
don't-
every man's dream involves something else too. But anyway.
Well,
I don't eat ice cream anymore, though. I've cut it out.
yeah.
I
You're
don't know.
well disciplined when it comes to contaminate. Yeah, didn't you say?
Yeah, I am with
just a couple
food.
weeks ago
There's
that you
another
haven't
thing
had.
I'm not well disciplined with. Can you guess
Well,
what it would be?
You said that you haven't had fast food this year yet. Is that still?
I
the
still
case?
haven't.
That's crazy, dude.
I still haven't.
Good for you.
He's not
Good for
missing
you.
out though. Like he's really not missing out.
Well,
I
today
didn't-
for lunch, the three of us, husband, wife, daughter, got a cheese pizza, and that was it. Not from from a local place. I don't consider that to be much better than fast food per se
Right.
when it comes to nutritional breakdown, but it's I guess simpler. It's 3 ingredients: mozzarella, fucking tomato sauce, and
Was it good?
it was
Oh my God,
satisfying.
like,
It was
He's
Bubble
satisfying.
trouble?
on my dad's diet.
Do you have a flop?
It was solid straight
How was
across.
the undercarriage?
Solid brown with a slight dimpling, which almost gives it the look of a mass production. Like it didn't look like hand stretched dough, but I feel like I've seen them stretch the dough at this place, so I was curious about it. But all in all, we know what we're getting from there. It's a solid 7. It's Italian style, New York style pizza.
Sounds
It
good.
sits flat. It's maybe slightly thicker than a 1/4 inch. It's saucy, but on the reheat, the sauce disappears. I don't know what happens there, which is a bummer.
It absorbs into the cheese somehow.
Somehow, that's why my buddy, who eats most of his pizza on the reheat, orders all of them extra sauce, which is interesting. He used to order double crust. Now he flip-flopped to extra sauce.
It's probably because the water evaporates in the microwave out of the sauce and it turns into a paste.
Yeah, but it would-
Microwave reheat. What kind of a fucking plebeian society do you live in? Who heats pizza in a microwave? Come on!
Almost
There's a lot
everybody.
of people that reheat in the microwave.
Air fryer. I used to air fryer.
I've never done
I
air
don't.
fryer.
Air fryer works good, dude.
You know what else works good? You use a non-stick flat
Yes.
pan on
Yes.
the fucking stovetop. Dude.
That's
That
right.
actually works. but never microwave. I would
Well,
eat
what-
it cold before.
what's
I
your
wouldn't do. I
objection
wouldn't
to
do
a
a
microwave?
microwave either. I wouldn't do.
I would just eat it cold.
What's wrong
I'd
with a
take it out
microwave?
and leave it on the counter for 10 minutes.
It would have no crisp whatsoever if you put it in the microwave.
It steams it. It
That's why the
fucks-
air fryer works good.
Yeah. You want it just quickly warmed up. You don't even want to reheat it like to cooking temperature, just enough to take the edge off and then start chomping, dude.
It's like
That's
5
fine.
seconds in a microwave.
My son's like that. He's like, can't believe you're wasting your time with that air fryer. I'm like, dude, because it's gonna be better than your chewy, soft, floppy piece of crap.
Yeah, no crunch. Wife has it. She knows.
She doesn't like it floppy.
No,
Nope.
but
Yeah,
microwave is good for things like rice, where it's already wet and a little steaming works perfectly, but just doesn't work with pizza. That's all. I don't hate the microwave. Just
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not a
good
fan of
for-
the microwave. I'm just saying
It's good
that's
for
the- that's the big
de-thawing
test.
things. That's pretty melting butter. I use it for melting butter.
yeah.
Besides that, maybe like beans or peas or something like that, warming them up from the night before. I might use it for that.
What about small rabbits?
No,
Ooh.
well, I'll let you know in the morning when I go back out there and see what's going on.
No.
If I
Well-
go back out there and they're both dead, laying on top of the one's guy's head, oh, it's gonna be heartbreaking.
Do you have predators like foxes?
Yes,
So they might just clean up for you.
all the above:
Absolutely.
foxes, raccoons,
Raccoon even.
possums,
Okay.
deer. Well, deers aren't gonna eat them, but
If
Hawk.
they're
Owls,
dead,
hawks,
they-
owls, definitely
snakes.
owls.
well,
Snakes,
I
yep.
mean, I scared an owl out here last night. It was pretty cool. And he flew right over my head. But
Who?
if they're dead, just, kick them away into the.
Well, if they're dead tomorrow when I go out there, I will put them in my shovel and I'll catapult them into the woods. That's what
Yeah,
I
It's
do.
your neighbor that cut your bushes down, right?
Yeah. Well, and that was another topic I had. I was contemplating because the last incident we had with him is on New Year's Eve when he called the fire department on us for celebrating at midnight, like every other individual in the 5-mile
States.
radius that I could hear was around us. And so I was contemplating because this is the time of year they come into our yard and trim down the honeysuckle. I was gonna put just because I can't let it go. I want to put the no trespassing signs up, and I just think that that's the right move. So when they look out their back window, they have to stare at least 2 visible no trespassing signs, and they're like on the edge of their backyard.
Now,
6
as
foot by
far
10
as
foot.
I understand them, Aphid, that you do have to put your information, like your whatever. You don't have to say it here. I'm not trying to get into that, but did you fill out any information on the signs?
That's
I was
gotta be a
just
state thing.
gonna put. I thought about putting violators will be prosecuted.
No, I
But
think it has
no
to do with
trespassing signs. I don't think have. They're just black and orange and say no trespassing.
I think that's
Like
by
you buy
state.
them at the
Steve.
hardware stores.
Okay, yeah. So what I know is in some states,
I mean, I'll give them my number. I'll tell them.
some
you can
states
come
you have
over.
to write it on the sign so it's visible.
Yeah, maybe.
But I don't know for yours, so not just.
Well,
But
I'm
it's
not
good
doing. I'm not doing it for like legal purposes, so I can take action if he does trespass. I'm doing it because it's unattractive to look out his back door and look at his, crappy little garden that they planted and see right behind him my 2 no trespassing signs.
All right, yeah, a little friendly,
Trespassers will be prostituted.
friendly
Mhm.
reminder per se. So I get it. Cool.
All right, I gotta go to the bathroom. Oh.
All right, he's in the bathroom. Yeah. Anything else?
Oh yeah, mine's mostly political with a little bit of some fun stuff. So
All right, lay out with it, bro. Let's go.
I think the funniest one. I'll say that when he gets back. So there's an arrest warrant issued for Comey. He's getting
Comey.
smacked with threatening the president for the 8647 thing. and transmitting a threat in interstate commerce. So I guess he did it along a highway or something.
Well,
I
he did
think
it
posting it-
at a beach. I don't know what the beach was. but-
Posting it online probably counts as interstate commerce.
Okay. Do you guys think that's just lawfare, or did the guy do the wrong thing?
It's
What do you mean by
absolutely
lawfare?
Using the law against somebody that they don't really have to, but they're doing it for political reasoning.
So what is that term a combination of what two words?
Law and warfare.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
It's using the law to, as you know, in a war against your enemies,
Your
political
political opponent.
or otherwise, but usually political.
I think it's a misuse of the term of war, but
Okay.
just me. Maybe I'm being difficult or
We'll
myopic.
call it lawkery, which is a combination of law and fuckery.
Okay.
I like lawfare better. It's clearly lawfare. It's garbage. It's just this. I'd like to say it's disappointing, but I expect that's just how Trump
So,
operates.
8647 is just vague. It could be anything.
It just means get rid of 47.
Well,
Okay.
as far as I know, 86 means traditionally in a restaurant service, we don't really have it anymore. So it would be like 86 on the Greek dressing. You know, we don't have any more of that. That's like how like the kitchen might send out to the servers that things aren't available, so like make sure people don't order it anymore. You know, 86 on the roasted potatoes, 86 on the blah blah blah, the fucking Italian dressing, the Cobb salad, whatever it might be. But it's originally a restaurant term, and somehow I honestly think what Comey did was, I would say, not illegal.
Okay.
In my opinion.
So the lawkery is that people are saying that he meant something much darker and therefore it was not okay.
Who thinks that?
Do
people
it was just
think
free
that?
speech.
What?
I'm not sure why they would indict him if it was just him saying no to the president or reject the president. Then that's freedom of speech, right?
I would think so.
So in order
It
to
shows that
move up to
it
indictment-
shows that he's fucking idiot, but prosecuting him or doing whatever they're doing to him makes them worse than him. In my eyes,
it's most likely going to get destroyed and thrown out, but it looks like they're moving forward with it.
What do you think about it, RW? You think they should prosecute this guy or whatever they're doing?
I think that it's lawfare. I think that it's throwing the book at a political opponent because of the inability to prove what 86 meant in his mind. Because if he was actually saying, you know, the words I can't use on YouTube, but that word, the president, then yeah, I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's good for him to be doing that. I think that's not okay.
Is there a large?
I'm
sorry. Go ahead. Finish.
That's basically it. If they could actually prove that was his mindset, which is basically impossible, then sure, go for it. But since they can't, they're just throwing money away to make a scene. Theater.
Is there a chunk of people that are like behind this and like, oh yeah, finally we're gonna get this asshole.
Absolutely.
There really is people like that.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Oh my god. I mean, I wouldn't expect not to be, but it's just unbelievable.
There is, and unfortunately, like I found some of them on X the other day, and I thought about it, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to engage because it has no bearings. What's going to end up happening? They're going to end up figuring out who I am, doxing me, which wouldn't be hard.
If they even respond.
But I'm just like, don't even fucking go there. You don't even touch it. It's sort of like poison, you know. You just
Right.
Yeah.
They're already nuts.
it's the black wire. You don't go there. It's electrified.
It's one thing to like discuss those things with like people, like what we're doing right now,
right?
but to argue with people on the internet just seems so pointless.
Ultimately, there's no chance. I mean, no possibility that the government will win. The question is, how soon will they lose? And
I think it'd be pretty fast. I think it's going to be really fast.
I hope so. I hope the defense makes a motion to dismiss, and the judge grants it, and we are done.
Right. What's the Jimmy Kimmel thing? I've heard his name a couple days ago. Wife just brought it up.
He said he described Melania as having that expectant widow look. This was before.
And because of the guy that rushed
no, it was
the bank.
before. It was before that happened.
And because of his
3
timing.
days, 3 days before it happened, or something.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna grab some beers. I got something to add to this.
Okay.
Let's
because
all
of
leave.
the timing, that's why they're going after him. And is he getting repercussions, or they're just poo-pooing him?
Well, Trump took advantage of the situation, and I think he blew. I could be wrong, but I think he started the whole. Basically, this guy should be fired, and putting pressure on CBS to get rid of him, and they have to get their
ABC
license renewed, which they weren't supposed to. From what I understand, they weren't supposed to for like another 3 or 4 years or something. But now they're going to have to again. So that combination of pressure and timing, he thought maybe he could take a swing and probably miss, but take a swing and possibly, who knows? CBS could be like, we've had enough. This is the second time we've had. My guess is, and I don't know because I haven't looked at the stats, but my guess is every time that Jimmy Kimmel gets brought back up at the news, he probably gets, more
ratings boost.
So CBS is probably like, yeah,
ABC.
keep doing, or ABC keep doing it, Jimmy.
Right?
Because
yeah,
it's the only time you ever get views. So
that would be a good strategy. The only way you're staying on, Jimmy, is if Trump has a public
hate boner for you,
hissy fit, because that's the only thing to give you the ratings you need. So
I wouldn't doubt if they did ask him, keep leaning on him, and if he got into the situation where the heat got too strong, that they would shit can him without even thinking twice about it, and be like, "Oh well,
that's the FAA.
That's how business is." So you're gone.
Well, Trump it's guaranteed. It's guaranteed that Trump will always react in an uncontrolled way that ends up humiliating himself and giving the W to the guy he's angry at.
Who are you talking about?
Jimmy Kimmel on ABC. What clout or power does the president of the United States have over the FAA or the FCC or whoever gives the licenses out for the TV shows? Does he have any?
Not much.
I mean,
he's not supposed
the FCC grants over-the-air licenses to local news and television stations, local radio and television stations.
Did anybody have a problem with what Jimmy said?
I mean, I don't really care.
I think it's irrelevant, really.
Yeah. But it's a fair question. I don't have a real problem with it. I don't know. I just wish. I don't know. It's just not that funny.
Explain your point. You're faltering.
I mean, by a problem, I don't mean there's any legal problem. I think you could say it. There's no issues there. It's certainly not suggesting that somebody should kill the president or, somebody's going to kill the president. It's obviously meant because he's a friggin' 80-year-old guy.
Right.
But it gave conspiracy theorists a lot to play with. I think that's the heat that is the bigger problem.
Nobody
Oh,
should nobody should
ABC
think
has
twice
inside
about
information.
how conspiracy theorists react.
It's
I
it's
mean-
all what side you're on too, because Trump could have said and probably did say something when Biden was in office that was almost identical or even worse. And the same people complaining about what Jimmy Kimmel said would have been like, "Oh, that's right, Biden is a old decrepit piece of shit that's about to die," you know?
But
I don't think
Jimmy
last
Kimmel
night's
has
fine.
also, he's cheered other people getting deplatformed in the past, so it's hard to feel bad about Kimmel.
Oh, he's completely an asshead. Like I have no. If he gets fired, it's not like I'm gonna care. I don't listen to him. The reason it doesn't bother me is because I don't listen to him in the first place.
Well, I would care if he got fired because of what he said.
Well, simple fact of the matter.
If the government leaned on him and because of those actions,
Well, that
he
would be
wasn't
abuse of
allowed
power
to,
then,
to
correct?
make those ridiculous, stupid jokes anymore. Yeah, I would have a problem with that.
Well,
You're being
simple
questioned.
fact of the matter. Jimmy Kimmel born 1967, Melania Trump born 1970. So that does lean towards the fact that maybe not fact, but theory that maybe Kimmel was referring to Trump's age.
Well, yeah, that's what his excuse was, that he was older than Melania was.
I think that's a legitimate excuse, even though I can see through his excuse in like 1 fucking second. It still is legit.
It's an interesting defense.
It's obvious he was making a joke about the other thing, the ASSIN sort of thing, but he has an easy out. So
Well, no, it was before that happened.
I think it was related to the other ones. This is the third one.
Oh, yeah, true, but I don't know. I heard the little skit, and it seemed, I don't know. It's hard to take yourself out of the situation after the fact that there was just an assassination attempt, but it did seem like it was an age thing more than it was a somebody shooting them thing.
Well, what did you want to add, Steve? That when you walked away, you had something you want to add?
But Aphid, wasn't that this was after the recent event that joke?
No,
was
this was like last Thursday, and the assassination was 3 days later on Saturday night.
Well, we were
so
on the pub.
what was he referring to?
That's what I'm saying. If you listen to it, it comes off like he's talking about his age.
I did, and that makes it legitimate, right?
I mean, it wouldn't be funny if it wasn't about his age.
Yeah.
No,
It would
his
be- it would
age,
be
and
truly be
also let's
terrible.
not forget his general unhealthiness. He does not look
Right.
good.
Right. I mean, but even still, even if he looked good, he's
For a functioning
he's
80-year-old,
old.
doing fine.
He's
I'd be happy to be that good at 80.
he has a bad disposition.
No, RW, I'm not arguing that. He would look better if he wasn't as, big.
Yeah, no,
think
I understand.
Talking about
He-
someone's
he could be
impending
better,
death,
sure.
it's probably not the funniest thing around. Whether
It's-
you meant it just from old age or something worse.
That's,
that's
my
my only
favorite type of
exception.
comedy.
Funnier.
Last Dance. We're
What's that?
we're all live leakers, man. This is what we like: is impending death. Yeah.
Well, I think it's different when, this subject is kind of, in the audience or is going to find out about your remarks. I don't know. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it in terms of legality or taste or anything. It's just a little bit, I don't know. Can't you do better than that?
I don't think you
Me
can. that's the
personally, I can't.
No, I didn't mean you. I mean any comedian.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect them to.
I haven't watched. I don't think I've ever watched that show, but I would guess that it's just a bash on. It seems, because that's the only thing I ever see of it. It's just a bash on Trump for his.
Well,
monologue.
what was the event?
It was his monologue, I think.
It was just his on his show.
Yeah, it was on his show.
Yeah,
It's not really an event. Jimmy Kimmel.
But you gotta go. You gotta if you're gonna go to stand in line and go see a Jimmy Kimmel show, you can't be
Probably don't have
shocked
to stand too long.
if that was the type of joke that he comes out with.
And I'll just say this right now, right here, so there's no questioning it.
All right.
I will 100% always stand with Jimmy Kimmel because I don't give a shit what his jokes are. It is more than 100% his right to make fucking crack shot jokes at the president. I don't care. It's fine. I don't even care if they cross the line. I don't give a shit. I'd rather give him more to retain more freedom of speech than to try to take it away because he said something that was edgy. Edgy is fine. Freedom of speech is better. Let's retain our rights.
Well,
He's not fucking like he's not out there, telling people to go do violent acts. He's
Right.
cracking some fucking dumb jokes, dude.
yeah,
Let him
I agree.
Let him cook. Let him cook.
And
Yeah, people want to watch that.
part of me
people wanna
wants
buy
it,
advertising and
wants him to rile up Trump all the time because Trump's such a thin-skinned baby that I think
he sure is.
that should be that weakness of him should be exploited constantly.
Sure. And if Kimmel gets canceled for it, he should wear that shit like a badge of honor.
There you go. Absolutely.
Then he can have his own podcast that no one will listen to.
The problem is that the canceling of it is likely and in all reality un-American and against what we exist for.
If it's the United States that government that pushed him out and leaned on it, but if it's literally the station being like, we're kind of done. We don't want to deal with it anymore.
Fine.
Well, that wouldn't happen unless he's stopped being selling advertising for the. That's what would
right. Business is business. We're not talking about that. If it's done from a further political perspective, then it's an absolute horseshit. He should exist, and anything otherwise based on opinion is bullshit. If he doesn't make any money, fuck him. I don't care. It's a business.
Yeah, I can't believe he's still in, honestly.
Well, he makes money.
If he makes dough, fucking roll.
I think that's not quite the time frame it used to be. So yeah, his numbers might be not nearly as what they were, 20, 30 years ago for that time slot, but
yeah, but
now
ABC
there's just nobody watching.
ABC is,
doesn't
looking
matter.
is there something better we can put in his
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And there probably isn't.
You guys remember when he would hang out with Adam Carolla? You
Oh,
guys
that
ever
was-
watched
The Man Show.
Yeah, like Adam Carolla. I watched it for Adam Carolla. I never even liked him then.
I liked him. They did skits. It wasn't all stand up. I love those skits.
Adam Carolla. Hey, by the
was like a
way,
young
Adam
whiny guy.
Carolla, follow him on X. He's a great follow.
Is he? Yeah, I always liked that guy. He had a home improvement, or not? He would buy homes and flip them.
Yeah,
And
he's good.
It was actually a pretty good show.
One of my favorite, the one I remember, the only skit I remember was the drunk pilot skit, where where there was a spate of pilots being arrested for being drunk, and so they did this skit. They're like in the two pilots. They're in the luggage area, where the carousels are, and they're riding their luggage around, and riding on the carousel, and I don't know, it was hilarious. Just
I only remember the girls jumping on trampolines, to tell you the truth. I just remember that they had two different comedic types, and I was more interested in Adam's style of humor.
What were they called though? The girls jumping.
Jubblies.
Nope.
Oh, I thought it was Jubblies.
Nope.
What was it?
I'm gonna wait for RW.
I just remember the girls jumping on trampolines, man.
Okay, anybody else? I feel like I'm Alex Trebek because he got it wrong by like one letter. They were Juggies.
Oh, Juggies. Oh, so close.
Do you remember the old guy?
Yes, I was like,
The
I'm
old guy
sitting
that
here, I'm
just drank
thinking,
a beer?
I think this guy's wrong. I think I got it right.
Jubblies. It's like you turned into.
Yeah.
It was like fucking
Well,
Star
I think it's because
Wars
when I was a-
language. Jubblies.
When I was a kid,
What the fuck is
when
a
I was a kid, I
jubbly?
called boobs jubblies.
Jubblies.
I call them Jubblies. I don't.
And then you grew up and called him
What,
boobs.
where does that come from? I don't
Yeah.
know. Machine gun Jubblies.
That was
Last dance.
when I
Is
first.
your right eye your dominant eye? Is your left eye have lower vision?
It's hard to say.
Only after 2 scotches.
Yeah, it's
Because it seems like your left eye is
closing?
more closed than your right eye is, and I'm the same way. And
Okay.
I thought
my
you were
left eye
focusing on
barely
the
has
text after 2
any.
drinks. I didn't realize that was a.
Did you see his new Scotch, Aphidlip?
No, I didn't.
It's gangster. Dude.
Beautiful bottle.
Oh, look at that! That is nice.
Yeah, the real.
It's like
winner.
the Punisher.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought.
And it's
Totally.
funny, the skull is not something that I'm particularly
Did you
enamored
Yes.
of.
you get some tats and then you want that bottle? It's like
It does catch your eye though, which is probably the point.
yeah. it
Welcome
is.
back, my tripping friend. Hopefully your trip is going well.
Who's back? Dankies. What up, dog? Join in. Scream your head off.
Scream your
If
head
not,
off.
we're gonna be heading.
Oh,
in.
I got a couple more topics if you guys.
Oh yeah. Topic time.
Okay, that one's over. Okay, so today we went to a gun store. I took my son.
America.
We had some time to spend, and we wanted to spend it in a gun store, so we did. And this guy, the owner, it was a older they specialized in older weapons, so we thought it would kind of be a cool place to go to. And
Revolutionary War.
well, just older, not modern, not modern. Like we went to another one, and it was more like heavy artillery, where they had looked like
Heavy artillery.
everything looked like fucking just shit, like from Predator. That you push a button
Jesus.
and it'd take down a whole. But anyway, this was more of a like World War II and Civil War stuff hanging on the walls and stuff. But anyway, this guy, he's probably I would say it was hard to tell, but I think he was probably mid to late 60s and real tall and skinny, lean, and but we went in there, it was like 12:15, and he started talking there was nobody else in there. It was just there was a gentleman that was like kind of behind the counter. I guess he was just hanging out or something because he didn't do anything.
Yes.
And we got there at 12:15, and this guy started talking to us, and it was almost 2:00, and me and my son were so he never stopped talking. There was never a time when I could break in and somehow come up with an excuse to leave. I had left my glasses out in the car, and I told my son that halfway through it, I was so desperate to get out of there that I was going to say I needed to get my glasses. And then once we got outside, hop in the truck and leave. But I was telling my son, I said, there's been times in this pub here where we've had people that just won't shut up and that just can't stop talking, But this guy, I swear to God, he was I was emotionally and physically drained by the time we walked out of there, and we had started at the front of his store, and we had made our way all the way down, I don't know, maybe 75 feet, one step at a time towards the door. But he was the world record holder at just not stopping talking.
Was
It
he
like
talking
never-
about the weapons as you walked
It's
around?
at first it started with the weapons. It ended with what type of truck I had and how many trucks he had in his lifetime and every single truck he
Wow.
had and it
Well,
was unbelievable.
sorry
I
about
thought when
that.
we
That sounds brutal.
I thought when we got outside, my son was gonna be like, why didn't you why did you have us in there so long, and not realize the situation? But it was not. It was like, oh my, we had this instant grin on our face when we got inside and we were facing the truck and we knew he could see the truck because he talked about the truck for another 15 minutes.
That
We were just trying not to.
everybody. There needs to be a button on the phone that has tells a loved one they need to call you and tell you that you need to get home. There's a water leak.
Right. like McGrande he's a good example of somebody like this, that just everything you talk about, he's got a story or something to say. But this McGrande's got not anything on this guy. There was not one chance we could get out of there.
What happens if you put two guys like that together?
Oh, I don't know.
They'd probably fight.
It would be like a perpetual motion, I think is what it would be.
I think maybe they'd suck all the oxygen out of the room and collapse.
That's possible. If you come to the South and you visit your neighbors, it's very much that scenario. Like they just don't want to end. But there's a new guy that I'm in a server that just joined 2 days ago that I'm working in, and he has ADHD and he's kind of like neurodivergent, and he will not stop talking, but he doesn't finish his sentences. He'll get halfway through a sentence and then start the next sentence and just keep going. So my mind literally gets tired because it's illogical and it's non-stopping and it actually get headaches.
Yeah, that's how it was when we left there today. It was physically demanding on my body.
Wow,
it was incredible. I've never.
All right, here we go, boys. Gonna be
ready?
ending this baby soon.
Okay. I just want to cover.
You guys
want
to keep it going?
I just want to cover one more story. Just one more story. This was very important.
One more story.
This is on the world stage.
Boys. Here we go. We're ending this. No, I'm kidding. Go.
Iran is considering using dolphins armed with mines to attack U.S. warships in the Strait of Hormuz. I just want the pub to understand that warfare is moving into the Porpoise Brigade.
Warfare with a porpoise.
Yeah.
Well, send it. They will be neutralized quickly.
I don't think it's ending anytime soon. I don't think it's over, and I don't think it's ending anytime soon. Or nothing is accomplished.
It's not. It's not going to be over until Trump turns away with his tail tucked between his legs and declares victory.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Maybe not.
How do you radicalize a dolphin?
Well,
I'm serious.
Man.
Like, how do you?
Well, let's just remember, death to Iran. Fuck him.
Well,
that's right.
Hopefully, the dolphins feel that way.
Well, I mean, they're a bunch of fucking Muslim scum, dude. Fuck them.
Ouch.
What's the porpoise?
Oh man, we should end it right there.
All right, guys. Good to see you guys. Always
All
good
right.
to see you guys. Smoke Steve.
Take it easy.
RW Last Dance. Good to see you guys.
All right.
Good luck with those monies, Aphid.
I hope they're there in the morning, man. I
Have a
really
great week,
do.
buddy.
See ya.
See you
I'm
guys.
going
See you
to
last
follow him out and say thank you, Steve, for hosting it. I had a great time tonight, and you have a fantastic week. And I'll see you next week. And good night to everybody in the chat.
Good night.
Cheers, man. All right. Well, those
Peace.
the coattails that I'm riding on. So I'll see you, Steve.
See you, buddy. All right, everyone. Let's try to maintain peace and love amongst all religions. You are all great. And I really appreciate everyone who shows up here at the pub. Be well. Spread love. Good night.